that will not soon be forgotten in Red Sox Nation, where earlier in the day, vibes were high. Morale was certainly high. Red Sox completed a 3-game sweep of the hated Yankees. They tied a season-high 5-game win streak and going back up over 500 for the first time since May 24th. And then several hours later, the Red Sox shocked the entire sports world by dealing Rafael Devers to the San Francisco. And we will hear from Lou Merlone. We'll hear from Alex Cora, who sat down with Will Fleming, and we'll get all the info and all the data. Also, if you missed it, I don't know if it's still going on now or not, but Sam Kennedy and Craig Breslow addressing the media. They're still in the process of doing that as well. So we'll let you know if any more is said in that is worthy of being talked about here. But let's go ahead and start with the good part of the day yesterday, and that was the win over the New York Yankees. It was Max Fried, it was Brian Bayo, and not a lot of offense here. Weren't expecting a lot of it against Fried. He's been so good this year. And Brian Bayo, after sort of a tough start and some starts where he didn't go very deep into games, was looking to try and turn that around as he had been doing a little bit more recently. In the first inning, Red Sox jumped on Fried early and often. Romy Gonzalez with a 2-out triple. That set the stage for Trevor Story.
2-0 the pitch is looped into shallow left field, and that is down for a hit. The Red Sox take the lead. Romy and Story combine for a 2-out rally, and it is 1-0 Red Sox.
That score would hold until the bottom of the 5th inning. Not a lot of offense here as Bayo cruised through most of those innings. Max Fried did as well. And then in the bottom of the 5th inning, for the last time, Rafael Devers hit one out for the Red Sox.
Here is Rafi, who skies one deep into left field. This thing is way back, and it is gone over the red line. It is out of here for Devers, an opposite field homer. It barely got over the red line. Devers launches, and it is 2-0 Red Sox.
Because I'm feeling sentimental tonight, that's your play of last night's game. It's brought to you by Nissan. Stay tuned after the game for the Nissan postgame show. Nissan is here to help you save this summer with lower MSRPs on Rogue and Pathfinder. The possibilities are endless. Visit your local dealer today. That run would make it 2-0, and that would be all the runs scored in the game. Brian Bayo takes home the win, improves to 3-1. He went 7 innings, allowed 0 runs on 3 hits with 3 walks and 8 strikeouts. Max Fried takes the loss for just the second time this year with the brilliant season that he's been having. Not enough to take down the Red Sox. He goes 7 innings, allows 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned with 2 walks and 9 strikeouts. Garrett Whitlock came on for the Red Sox to pick up the save. He pitched an inning and 2/3 to lock that one down. And then just a few hours later, Rafael Devers, as the team, he was there with them, getting ready to go on a flight out to Seattle, was pulled off of the flight, put on a cab, headed back to Fenway Park, and that was that. Red Sox heading to Seattle, Devers to San Francisco. We will see the San Francisco Giants on Friday, but tonight it's the Mariners, which brings us to tonight's pitching matchup, which is brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. For the Red Sox, Lucas Giolito will take the hill for the 9th time this year. He is 2-1 with a 5.45 ERA and 8 starts. His last start, his best one of the year, against the Tampa Bay Rays. He went 6 innings, allowed 1 run on 3 hits with 3 walks and 4 strikeouts to pick up the win. For the Mariners, it will be Logan Gilbert on the hill. He first start he's made since April 25th. He's been on IL with a right flexor strain. He did complete a 3-game rehab assignment. In 6 starts, he is 1-1 with a 2.37 ERA this year. He's 28 years old, 6'6", big guy from Florida. Making his return to the rotation, the very good rotation of this Seattle Mariners team. First pitch tonight is scheduled for 9:40. It's brought to you by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers, Boston's go-to injury attorney for over 30 years. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Call all 7s at 617-777-7777. We'll get to the Baseball Isn't Boring 2-Minute Grill, which is presented by McFarland Energy here in just one moment. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. The first lineup here without Rafael Devers in it, maybe not the first one all year without him in it, but certainly the first one since the end of the Rafael Devers era here in Boston looks like this. Jaron Duran will lead off in left field to be followed by Abraham Toro at first. Roman Anthony will bat third and play right field. Carlos Narvaez is your cleanup hitter and catcher. He'll be followed by Marcelo Meyer at third. Trevor Story batting sixth and playing shortstop. David Hamilton in the lineup tonight will bat seventh and play second base. He'll be followed by Ceddanne Rafaela in center. And the DH tonight is Christian Campbell, who is batting ninth behind the starter, Lucas Giolito. For the Mariners, J.P. Crawford leads off at shortstop. He'll be followed by Julio Rodriguez in center field. The big dumper, Cal Raleigh, will bat third and play catcher. Jorge Polanco will DH and bat cleanup. He'll be followed by Randy Arozarena in left field. Rowdy Tellez batting sixth and playing first base. In the seventh spot is Dominique Canzone in right. Ben Williamson will play third and bat eighth. The number 9 hitter is Cole Young, and your starter tonight for the Mariners is Logan Gilbert. Now let's take a look, or take a listen to, I should say, the Rob Bradford Baseball Isn't Boring 2-Minute Grill, which is presented by McFarland Energy, the region's most dependable provider of home heating oil, including BioHeat, as well as expert HVAC services at McFarlandEnergy.com. Here with Rob Bradford is Red Sox leadoff man Jarren Duran.
What's your reaction to what went down with Rafi being traded?
Personally, I didn't see it coming. It was just like a shock. But at the end of the day, it is baseball and a business, and they made a decision that they thought was best for us, and we just got to stick by it and move forward as a team.
Are you guys upset that he was? I mean, he's one of the best left-handed hitters in baseball.
I wouldn't say upset. I think we miss him as a teammate, as a friend. Like, that sucks to not be able to see him smiling every single day. But it is what it is. It's baseball. It's one of those things where it's like we can't dwell on it because we got to play Seattle today, and we got to play them good. So at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, we lost a friend, a close teammate, but we'll see him pretty soon. So we'll get to say our good goodbyes to him.
This is one of your best stretches of the year as a team. I mean, I think you won 5 straight, 8 of 10. Did it come at a weird time, or did it surprise you because of that? And you guys do not know the direction of what the front office is thinking.
I think it just came as more surprise because it's Rafael Devers, not really the stretch that we were going on. I know we're playing good and stuff, but I think it was just I never would have thought Rafael Devers. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's baseball. It happened. We just got to stay together as a team and just keep moving forward.
When the initial reaction is shock, as you said, do you either individually or in conversation with teammates try to make sense of it and try to figure out what's going on?
Personally, not really, because I'm not really caught up in all that stuff. I'm just kind of I like to show up to the ballpark and try and play as hard as I can every single day. So, yeah, I'm sure there's other guys that probably think about it a little more deeply than I do, but I'm just kind of oh, okay, all right, what's next for us? What do we got to do to keep winning games and keep winning series?
What does this trade mean for this year's Red Sox?
I don't know. It's just a trade. At the end of the day, he's a great player, and it's baseball, and trades happen all the time. So,
kind of curious to see if you got, there's still time left before the deadline. If you guys kind of do anything to sort of offset the loss of Rafi.
Yeah, maybe, but like I said, I'm terrible at that kind of stuff. I don't really like to play the oh, who could we get? Oh, we got this much money, stuff like that. It gives me a headache just thinking about it. And I'm a simple guy. Just like to show up and play hard and hang out with the boys every day. So.
It's the feel like you guys as a group move past it already and ready to just.
Yeah, like I said, it's it's you get used to seeing Rafi smiling every day and saying hi to him, and then you don't see him today. So I think it's more of a shock like that than anything else. We lost a good friend and teammate, but like I said, it's baseball and trades happen all the time, so it's just part of the game.
Do you think the front office should explain to you guys the thought process?
If they want to, that's their job at the end of the day. Ours is to play baseball, and theirs is to do stuff to make us better. So I think at the end of the day, it's whatever they want to do. Yeah.
Do you think this makes you guys better?
I don't know. We haven't played yet, so you never know. But it happens. So it's whatever happens.
When Robert Murray tweeted out the news, everybody thought, well, did he get hacked? Is this legit? Was that kind of the feeling on the plane at first, or the whole ride here, kind of shocked that it happened? For everybody?
I don't have Twitter, so I just saw him get off the plane and just kind of thought oh, no way. But like I said, it's Rafael Devers. I was just shocked to see him leave the plane. But I napped most of the plane, so I didn't really have time to think about it. Me and Rob we're the best nappers on the plane, so we were right next to each other, passed out. So we didn't really have that much time to think about it.
What was Alex's overall message to you guys?
That he trusts everybody that we got right now. I mean, I trust everybody we have now, and we can't let one little thing deter what we got going so far.
It seems like more than one little thing. It seems like it's one thing for sure, but it seems kind of like a big thing, to be honest. Right?
Who's making it a big thing, though?
I mean, losing a great hitter, I mean.
Yeah, he's a great player, but at the end of the day, it's how many guys? 26, right? And it's just one guy. So we got 25 other guys that were pulling on the same line to win those series, not just one. So I think we got to think about it like that as a team.
All right, that was Jarren Duran in his media scrum today. I'll say this, just from my ear, he didn't sound devastated by this move, didn't sound devastated by the fact that Rafael Devers has been traded, and I think the clearest indication of that was that after Devers got off the plane, they all took a nap. I'm just going to take a little nap. Our best player just got traded, but I'm tired. I'm taking a whole nap. I think that's interesting. Anyways, you can watch Red Sox pregame show on Twitch. Just follow WEEI. It's brought to you by Subaru of New England. Coming up in about 15 minutes, Will Fleming sit down with Alex Cora. Brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Hurry in for your last chance to get employee pricing for all during the Great American Sales Event. But coming up next, we'll head out to Seattle and talk with our good friend Lou Merlone, get his take on the Devers trade, the season going forward, and the series that was against the Yankees. That's all coming up next here on the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
Sometimes when life brings you change, you also have to change your health coverage. Like when you're having a baby, or getting married, or turning 26 and aging off your parents' plan, or even when you're no longer covered by insurance you had through your job. At HealthSource RI, we can help you change coverage to keep up with these life changes and others. Learn about all the life events and changes that may qualify you for health coverage at healthsourceri.com.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Christian Arcand here with you. Red Sox and the Mariners. Start of a road trip here for the Red Sox that'll keep them out on the West Coast for the next 9 games. And now let's head out to T-Mobile Park in Seattle and talk to our good friend Lou Merlone. Lou, nice to have you on here tonight. Glad I get to talk to you about this, as I think Red Sox fans all across the country and all throughout the city are left tonight kind of still looking for answers. We did hear from Breslow and Kennedy a little bit just now. They reassured everybody over and over again this was a baseball trade, all about getting better in the short term. How are we supposed to believe that?
Well, I don't think it gets you better in the short term, right? And that's probably what everyone's sort of feeling. After the way this team has played here recently, I don't think you can't be better tonight without Rafi Devers in your lineup and Nate Eaton on your roster, right? Like this doesn't happen. So was it a baseball move? I don't necessarily think it was a salary dump, but I do think it was a move to where I thought they made it pretty clear. It seemed to me that by reiterating it over and over again, it was a message sent as far as, we want team players. We want people to put the team first. Obviously, there was a problem with him not being willing to take the field or field first base or third base or whatever it may be, and they saw an opportunity to make a move. Now, the big question, Christian, is going to be like, okay, you took the contract out. Right. And this is what everyone's going to be talking about. Are you going to reallocate that money? Like, if so, when? Is it at the deadline? Are you going to make a big transaction? Are you going to wait till the offseason? And I think right now, a fan base, given what we've seen in the last few years, I understand how they don't trust them until they actually do it.
Yeah, there's no reason to, really. I mean, there was supposed to be all this financial flexibility after the Mookie Betts trade, and instead we saw 3 or 4 more years of penny pinching before they finally decided to spend in this past offseason. And it's almost like You know, it's like when a vampire gets near a cross or something, their skin started to burn and they couldn't deal with it, so they take this recently extended player and trade him away. What really seems like the first chance they got.
Well, I think that as you know, all the chaos was happening behind the scenes, and I think a lot of teams were calling the Boston Red Sox, whether it is like, hey, what are you going to do when Abreu comes back? Or, hey, how ugly is this thing with Devers back in Boston? Like, John Henry's flying out. Are you really thinking of moving him? So I think teams were inquiring about Rafi. I think a team like San Fran, you look at a team like San Fran, you look at a team like Toronto, who have done everything they can to give money to free agents and can't get them. They don't choose to go there. So those paths are usually through a trade like this. Now, you're never going to trade him to a team like Toronto in your division, but I think San Fran was kind of like an obvious fit, a team that wants to spend and can't. So, you know, eventually you start having those conversations, and, you know, I just wonder, like, too, because people say they didn't shop him. Like, it's still Devers. It's still ugly. I get it. But when you start going reports in public that you're shopping Rafi Devers and taking trade calls, now you're just dealing with more chaos here in Boston, too. So, I don't know. They saw a deal I think that they were happy with these two arms. We'll see if they can turn them around and get these guys to somewhat reach their potential.
Lou, I saw you tweeting about how awkward the plane ride was, or how weird the plane ride was yesterday. Can you take us inside that plane? Were you there when Devers got pulled off of it? And what was it like after that?
Yeah, I mean, we were on the plane. He got pulled off of it, but I didn't exactly see him get up out of his seat. It was really more of like we were just sort of sitting, waiting to pull back. And I remember at one point kind of looking at Will Fleming and Obi and being like, why are we still here? You know, like we were on the plane longer than usual. And then obviously they were waiting to finalize it. The kid Harrison was supposed to start. They had to scratch him. So it was like, this thing needs to get done here soon, and waited this thing out. And then I would say like 5 minutes after I was telling those guys, what are we doing here? Like when we started getting word that Devers was traded and that he walked off the plane, jumped in a car, and went back to the clubhouse.
How was that? I mean, we just heard from Jaron Duran, who said he closed his eyes and took a nap right after that. So apparently he wasn't too devastated about it. But how was the rest of the team? How are you? How was everybody?
Well, I you know, when something like that happens, it kind of come out of nowhere. I think it caught everybody off guard. Maybe not like, you know, front office people might have been on the plane, or Cora, I'm sure, had a word, you know, maybe knew something was going down. But you just see, whether it's media members or everybody just sort of standing up talking to one another, and players kind of in the walkway talking to one another, and just trying to figure it out and process it. I think everybody would.
How would you say, now that Devers isn't here anymore, the Alex Cora handling of this entire situation from all the way back to the spring up until yesterday, how much of that would you say went into the thing that happened yesterday with this trade?
Well, I don't know if it's just Alex. I think it's just everybody above, right? Like, not just coming out and saying, you want us to improve the team. They're really the only bats that we can to improve this team. Right-handed, a third baseman. We're thinking of moving you around. They waited to the very end to have that conversation until they signed Bregman to ask him to move around. And there was some stubbornness and refusal. So I think at that point they knew that some issues. They're hoping maybe they could straighten some things out. And it never really came to fruition. But you kind of had this feeling like they're all set, right? Because Toro and Romy are kind of doing their thing, and maybe just revisit this in the offseason. But obviously they had other ideas.
Yeah, they certainly did. With Breslow, I was hoping someone would ask him this during the Zooms call. Maybe someone did after we signed off. But I was wondering, and there's reports out now, June Lee has one, I was wondering how personally he took it when Devers called him out. Because it seems as though, based on some reporting that we're seeing now, that Breslow doesn't take any mess from people, and that right then maybe set things in motion that couldn't be reversed.
You know, it's funny because this right here was kind of like the first time I thought I saw like the former player in Breslow.
Yeah.
In talking about it, I think he envisioned himself in a locker room on a good team, and having like one of his teammates kind of not willing to go and maybe help the team because of his teammates got injured. And I felt like he took that to heart, you know, and I don't think he really got over it. And I just figured he just, you know, asked him to go over there at first base or talk to him about grabbing his glove again, and just a refusal to do that, or not even try to do that. I do think that's when it got maybe a little personal for Craig, or just couldn't understand why this guy wouldn't even attempt to go out and grab a glove and try it.
We all remember Devers when he first got called up and how he was this young sort of baby-faced kid who really had a big smile all the time and this great attitude and seemed like a real friendly guy. You've covered him this entire time. Lou, did you ever notice like a change in him from that guy to the guy who now is refusing to cooperate and sort of throwing people under the bus and really having a different attitude than maybe we saw? Is it just, a guy growing up, or was there something else?
No, I think there's some aspects of him that haven't changed, and that's maybe not for a positive. You know what I mean? I think I think he's a great guy, a sweet kid, those sort of things. But I still feel like he's the same kid that kind of came in some aspects, maturity-wise. And I think when you are the player that he is, when you sign the contract that he did, I think he expected to be treated differently, which I think a lot of star players do expect, given the career that he had. So I just think it got personal. I think it got personal for him in spring training. I think it got personal at times, for Breslow, his refusal to kind of do what's best for the team. I think it, personal for the organization, looking down and say, we got all these kids in his dugout. We need them to know that the front of the jersey is more important than the back of the jersey. And it definitely sent that message with this. That's eye-opening for all these young kids in the big leagues. So I just think it was a message that they didn't like. They didn't like the way it went down. And they were a little worried about the youth that's in that locker room and how the whole thing was unfolding. Okay, Lou, before we let you go, Breslow and Kennedy both reiterated today that they are going to be trying to add at the deadline. The deadline's 6-7 weeks away from here. Why not wait till you're closer to the deadline to potentially get a better return? And also, if they kind of tailspin a little bit in these next 6 weeks, do you still expect them to add at the deadline? I think if they tailspin, I don't. Right. I actually think it may be the worst case scenario, because then you got, a front office that kind of still thinks that they can win. But if this team doesn't win, I don't think it would be smart to buy. I think it would be smart to actually sell. Sure. If you're going nowhere, why are you holding on to a guy like, Chapman? When Kansas City dumped him and got Cole Reagans for him. There's going to be some pieces that if they don't win, it would make no sense to hold on to them. Like we ripped them a few years back for holding on to guys when they really shouldn't have. Hopefully it doesn't get to that. And hopefully they kind of can reallocate some of this money. As far as waiting, that's just sort of like the game that you play. I don't know, San Fran's looking for a bat. You wait, maybe they go somewhere else, and all of a sudden you don't have a team that's willing to eat that contract, so you can reallocate it somewhere else, whether it's at the deadline or the offseason or whatever it may be. And now you're having those discussions again with Rafi moving to the infield spot next year. Lou Merloni, looking forward to the call of the game. Thanks so much for the time. All right, Christian, you got it, buddy. All right, that's Lou Merloni out in Seattle at T-Mobile Park, and he will be on the call with Will Fleming. Will Fleming, who, by the way, will be with Alex Cora. And we'll hear from them in just a moment. But first, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID here on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Coming up next, Will Fleming sits down with Alex Cora. That's presented by your New England Ford dealers. I'm Christian Arcan. This is the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
20% off sunglasses from Shadon Precision Eyewear. Hurry over to SeeBetterPlayBetter.com and use promo code SPRING. See better and play better with Shadon. That's SeeBetterPlayBetter.com. Promo code SPRING.
We know there's a lot that can go on during one night of baseball. Long home runs, epic pitching performances, catches that defy space, time, and gravity.
Climbing the wall. Did he catch it? He did!
But what if you could get all of that summarized in a quick, concise, and at least we think, funny podcast that's under 10 minutes? Check out MLB.com's Morning Lineup. It runs Monday through Friday mornings on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you love listening most.
Looking for a career that offers a six-figure income, world-class health benefits, and a fixed benefit pension? With just a high school equivalency certificate in fluent English, you can join us. We have excellent education incentives. I started with just a high school diploma, and now I can provide my family with a great life. The benefits are amazing and the job security is unbeatable. Become a correctional officer by applying today at doc.ri.gov/apply.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the Dew.
I'm Rhett.
And I'm Link.
And we're the hosts of the podcast Ear Biscuits. We're just two lifelong friends who've been talking about life for a long time.
From being dads to businessmen to all the random things we experience, nothing is off limits.
And now we're talking to you. We're answering your questions, giving advice that you may or may not want to take, and listening to your hilarious stories.
So leave us a voicemail to be part of the show at
1-888-EARPOD1 on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Looking for a career that offers a six-figure income, world-class health benefits, and a fixed benefit pension? With just a high school equivalency certificate in fluent English, you can join us. We have excellent education incentives. I started with just a high school diploma, and now I can provide my family with a great life. The benefits are amazing and the job security is unbeatable. Become a correctional officer by applying today at doc.ri.gov/apply.
Cool off and cash in. The Pepsi Bottle Lotto Sweepstakes is turning every sip into a shot at prizes. Just scan specially marked 20-ounce Pepsi Cola bottles, enter the code under the cap, and you're in the game. Instant cash-in product prizes are up for grabs, with a winner every 60 seconds. And each week, someone's taking home 20 grand. Make this summer one to lotto.com. Necessary. Open to U.S. residents 18 plus. Subject official rules at bottlelotto.com. Ends 8/9/2025.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
What We Spend is a new podcast that explores something we almost never talk about. Every week, you'll hear a different guest share everything they spend their money on. What We Spend is available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Coleman!
It's electric!
Need an electrician? Call Coleman Electric. I know you think you already have one, but what you really have is an electrician's phone number. You call, get voicemail, and pray like the dickens he calls you back. Hi, Larry Electric. Call you back tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, electricians love their job, but they hate answering the phone. So Coleman Electric came up with this idea. Coleman would have a ton of experienced electricians on staff and then hire a bunch of other folks to answer the phone. I mean, it's stinking brilliant. It's
electric.
Yeah, it's Coleman Electric. From Boston to Bow, New Hampshire, south to Sandwich, west to Worcester, when you need an electrician at your house, call Coleman Electric and schedule service with a live human being. Disclaimer, don't call at 3 a.m. because our humans do sleep. But Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, you call and we'll be at your place in the flick of a switch. And if the switch is broken, they'll be there quicker. Coleman Electric, Kuhlman. Electricians who answer the phone. I mean, it's brilliant.
It's electric!
This is Alex Cora. You are listening to the home of the Red Sox, WEEI.
Welcome back to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. I'm Christian Arcan. Red Sox out on the West Coast to start off a 9-game West Coast road trip with stops in Seattle for these first 3, then the Bay Area of San Francisco, and then down to SoCal for 3 with the LA Angels of Anaheim. Tonight it'll be the 2 LGs, Lucas Giolito and Logan Gilbert, your starting pitchers. Before every game, we interview Red Sox manager Alex Cora. Alex Cora on WEEI is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Hurry in for your last chance to get employee pricing for all during the Great American Sales Event. Here with Alex Cora is the voice of the Red Sox, Will Fleming.
Absolutely beautiful day in Seattle. First of 3 with the Mariners. Red Sox sweep the Yankees. They're rolling, but that is not the news of today. I've never seen anything quite like it, Alex, where about to take off to come west and the team plane stops. And you take your highest paid player in some ways the face of the franchise, traded to the San Francisco Giants. I know you're not shocked by it. You're in on all these conversations. This thing's kind of been ruminating for a while, but with the finality of it, when you got the news that the trade had happened, what went through your mind?
I mean, obviously, we like the kid, we like the player, we love what he brought to the equation since 2017. But, the organization made a decision to trade him, and this is where we at, Obviously, the timing was kind of weird because the Giants were playing, and one of the guys was pitching, so we needed to do it that way. But, like I said, I told him yesterday, I wish him nothing but the best. Obviously, we're going to face him this weekend. Hopefully he doesn't do much against us, and then we move on.
Was there a first moment for you, Alex, whether it was spring training this year or Kansas City or otherwise, where this thing felt like it might actually happen?
No, not really. I think our job is to manage what we have, right? The roster that we have. And, we had plenty of conversations throughout spring training and obviously during the season. And this is where we are now as an organization. And, I respect the front office to be, they were firm on this. I think the package is a good one. The pitching part of it is going to help us, hopefully sooner rather than later. But we get two good arms, and obviously the business side of it is the business side of it. But as a group, we just got to keep rolling. One thing that we've been doing lately is pitching. We're hitting the ball well. We're playing good defense, and, we have a tough opponent in front of us right now.
Craig and Sam are going to talk later about their, rationale for the deal. You managed this group, this clubhouse. A big part of this, I think anyway, was sort of a cultural thing that the team, the group, the collective comes first. Is that the way you see this, that everybody needs to be sort of pulling on the rope in the same direction?
I mean, I'm not going to go into details, but one of the things that we want is, for everybody to be in this together, right? And Rafi did an amazing job. We asked him to do something. He's never done it. He didn't like it in the beginning, but I think he got the hitting feeling, right? And he hit homers, he had RBIs, he walked, and we asked him everything that we wanted him on the field, right? DH here, but there were other conversations that didn't move on, and we'll keep that private. I think that's the thing about this whole trade, right? Like Rafi Devers was a great Red Sox, and now he's not with us, and we have to move forward.
It is crazy. Your first year here was his first full year. And you win a World Series together. You have Mookie, you have Xander, you have Rafi. All of those guys are gone. Could you have ever imagined? I know this is a weird business, but I think Red Sox fans are having a very hard time processing that those big names and stars and almost like their friends are all gone. How does that feel for you?
It's the nature of the business. If you look at the 2017 World Series champs, they only have one guy there. It's Jose Altuve. If you look at the 2019 Nationals, there's nobody there, I think, or only one guy. So this is how the business is now. Guys move on, and that's the reality of it. So he was the last one. Well, the last two is Ramon and I, so hopefully we can survive. But, like I said before, man, Rafi was amazing for us. He did a lot of good things for this organization since his first game here in Seattle all the way to yesterday, and we respect that.
So many fun moments with him, Alex. I mean, I think of all the homers against Garrett Cole, the big announcement against Aroldis Chapman in his rookie year. Are there one or two that really stand out for you that you'll take with you your times with Rafi?
There were a lot, but, I think the pinch hit, his pinch hit in Game 4, I think it was, in the World Series against Alexander, I think it was, a ground ball up the middle, probably making up the pitcher, but he had a big at-bat in Game 4, like the home run yesterday. That was a big one. So right now, I'm going blind, I can't even pick one, but there was a lot of good moments, and he was a great player for us.
How about the group in there right now? Craig's going to be here. He is here. Do you talk to them? Do you have to? I mean, this is such a momentous move. How do you help this group process what just happened?
Just having conversations and be ready to play. That's how we operate here. We got a big game tonight, and it's a different lineup. There's a lot of youth there, a lot of inexperience, but we feel good about our group.
You've been, for all your time here, pretty much penciling in Devers in the 2-hole. How does the lineup change? I haven't seen it yet tonight. How are you going to rework this thing now that Rafi's not here?
Yeah, I mean, Torres going to hit second, Roman is going to hit third, Narvaez is going to hit fourth, and Meyer's going to hit fifth. Story's going to hit 6. We got a good group. We got a good offense, and the kids are here to play, and we expect them to contribute.
How about those young guys? Because now there's a little even more onus on them to perform. How do you try to keep the pressure off of them a little bit?
I just had to play them, and we expect them to be part of this in spring training. Everybody expect them to contribute, right? I mean, not only the organization, but the whole fan base, and they're here. They're here to stay, and I think they're going to be okay.
About those pitchers you mentioned to come over from the Giants, they're both kind of hurt, may not be here right now, but Harrison, at one time the top left-handed pitching prospect in all of minor league baseball. Hicks has one of the great elite arms. He may factor into your bullpen mix. How do you see those guys helping this club?
I mean, when they get here, they're going to contribute. Harrison has a unique fastball. We saw it last year. And Hicks, he's done it before in the bullpen. So we'll get there when we get there. Obviously we have some transactions to make, but I think pitching-wise, we are a lot deeper than 2 days ago, and those are good news.
It was a great thing to have Rafi as your everyday DH. He was about the best DH in the game this year. Now it takes on a little bit of a different tone. You can use it to give guys days off their feet in the field. How do you intend to sort of manage that DH spot now?
Actually, I forgot. Casey's DHing today. Hammy's playing second. We'll use it to our advantage. I think, obviously, against lefties, we have our unit. Against righties, the same thing. But, there's certain days that we'll DH Jaron, we'll DH Roman, and we'll keep the revolving door. And, the most important thing here is to maximize the roster, and I think we're going to be able to do that.
You have such a good feel for Red Sox fans. You're such a good messenger for this team. After they lose a guy like Rafi, what would your message be to the fan base that was awesome at Fenway Park this weekend, that's so now invested in this team? What would you say to them after such a wild day yesterday?
I mean, this organization have had wild days before, 2004, 2008, and this organization traded great players before, Nomar and Manny Ramirez, and the show kept going, right? And I think we have a good team. Obviously it's a different group without Rafi. He was a huge part of what we were trying to accomplish, but we're still trying to accomplish something big here, and I think we have the group to do it.
Turning to this, we haven't even talked about the Yankees sweep. Too late for that. The Mariners here, this is one of the beautiful venues in all of baseball. They got one of the great, bright young stars in the game in center field. They pitch. Now, Gilbert is just off the injured list, but when you prepare for this team, which I'm sure you've done for a couple days, what is different about this Mariners group?
They still pitch. Their bullpen is really good. We just have to grind with the starters. If we can get them out of the game early, then we're going to be in a good spot. It's a tough place to hit, and we know that we have to keep the ball low, hit line drives all over the place. I think we're going to be more aggressive running-wise, and if we do that, we're going to be okay.
Giolito, a couple really good ones in a row. What's been different about him?
The fastball command. He's been able to get it up in the zone, top rail. There's some swing and misses, some weak contact, and when he does that, then he can mix a change-up, the little slider that he has. So fastball location has been great.
We appreciate the time. Your job is never boring, is it?
Never.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is Will Fleming talking with the manager, Alex Cora, one day after the team trades away Rafael Devers. This is the Mass Mutual pregame show, which, by the way, you can watch on Twitch. It's going to be a Subaru summer. Find your 2025 Subaru at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Still to come, we'll take a look around the majors with the Subaru of New England scoreboard. We'll have the lineups for you as well, and despite the fact that I have been ice cold lately, I will try and deliver another lock of the week. Also, we will have the New England Chevy Dealers question of the night, which you can find on Twitter. That's all coming up next here on the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
20% off sunglasses from Shadon Precision Eyewear. Hurry over to SeeBetterPlayBetter.com and use promo code SPRING. See better and play better with Shadon. That's SeeBetterPlayBetter.com. Promo code SPRING.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
Some people follow the rules, but where's the fun in that? I'm Soraya, and this is Rule Breakers, the podcast where we celebrate the rebels, the risk takers, and the ones who make their own way. Every week, I sit down with the boldest voices in sports, entertainment, and beyond to talk about breaking barriers, defying expectations, and rewriting the rules. No limits, no apologies, just real talk. Follow and listen to Rule Breakers with Soraya, an Odyssey podcast available now for free on the Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel or that white chocolate mocha. Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
Sometimes, when life brings you change, you also have to change your health coverage. Like when you're having a baby, or getting married, or turning 26 and aging off your parents' plan, or even when you're no longer covered by insurance you had through your job. At HealthSource RI, we can help you change coverage to keep up with these life changes and others. Learn about all the life events and changes that may qualify you for health coverage at healthsourceri.com.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
We're right back to the Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. I'm Christian Arcan. Red Sox and the Mariners getting underway. First pitch at 9:40 from T-Mobile Field. It'll be Logan Gilbert for the M's, Lucas Giolito on the hill. Of the day, Together We Drive. Listen in for that during the broadcast today. And here's your question, which you can find at Sox Booth on Twitter, also known as X. And here it is. With Rafael Devers traded, what future move from the Sox do you most want to see? And the options are as follows. Number 1, trade deadline buys. Number 2, new contract for Alex Bregman. Number 3, extensions for Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer. Or number 4, a big free agent signing, which would certainly have to come in the offseason. You can vote now. I can tell you right now that the leading vote getter at this point, with 4 hours left in the poll, is a new contract for Alex Bregman, who's currently still on the injured list. With that being said, it's now time for the Herb Chambers starting lineups. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars. We help people buy them for the Red Sox. Their first lineup of the post-Devers era looks like this. Jaron Duran leads off in left field. He'll be followed by Abraham Toro at first. Roman Anthony will bat third and play right field, followed by the cleanup hitter Carlos Narvaez doing the catching. Marcelo Meyer will bat fifth and play third base, followed by Trevor Story at short. David Hamilton in the lineup tonight, batting seventh and playing second base, followed by Ceddanne Rafaela in center field and Christian Campbell batting ninth and DHing behind the starter, Lucas Giolito. For Seattle, leading off the shortstop, J.P. Crawford will be followed by Julio Rodriguez in center. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, will bat third and do the catching. Jorge Polanco is your DH and cleanup hitter. He'll be followed by Randy Arozarena in left. Rowdy Tellez at first base. Dominic Canzone will play right field and bat seventh, followed by Ben Williamson at third. Cole Young at second, behind the starter, Logan Gilbert for Seattle. It's time now for the Subaru scoreboard update. It's going to be a Subaru summer. Find your 2025 Subaru at SubaruofNewEngland.com. One final to tell you about, that is the Rockies scoring a unusual win over the Nationals. Unusual just because it's the Rockies. They don't win a lot of games. They win 6-4. They got a couple of home runs from Hunter Goodman, their catcher, numbers 12 and 13 on the season for him. James Woods homered in the loss for the Nationals. That's 18 on the season for him so far. Some other games in progress to tell you about, like the Mariners, the Phillies, who are enjoying a 3-2 lead over the Marlins. That game in the top of the ninth inning. Phillies looking to add as they have the bases loaded right now with 2 outs. Trey Turner with a home run and an RBI single for the Phillies. Max Kepler with a solo home run in that one as well. The Angels and the Yankees scoreless in the top of the ninth inning in the Bronx. Not a score you often expect to see with the Yankees. No runs by either team. That's thanks in part to Jose Soriano, the starter for the Angels, who went 7 scoreless innings, allowing no runs on 6 hits, and also Clark Schmidt, who went 7 2/3, no runs there either, didn't walk anybody, allowed 4 hits, struck out 3 batters. They're into the Yankee bullpen, as with the Anaheim bullpen as well. The Angels now looking to threaten as they have 2 on and 2 out in the top of the ninth inning. And again, a scoreless game. I'll tell you what's not a scoreless game. That would be the Rays and the Orioles. Tampa up big in that one. They lead 7-1 your score in the bottom of the 7th inning. Both Josh Lowe and Brandon Lau homered in this one, which could be confusing. And that is the score there, bottom 7. The Rays leading the Orioles. And now it's time for the lock of the game presented by Interlock Metal Roofing. Visit them online at newenglandmetalroofing.com and never re-roof again. Here's your lock. Red Sox win tonight. Simple as that. Simple and plain. I'm Christian Arcan. This has been the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Don't move a muscle. Don't go anywhere. First pitch coming your way next. Right here on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
You've been listening to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. The Red Sox are coming up next on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Cats are kind of experts on life. Hey, they get 9 runs at it, so we could learn a thing or two. Or 9. Like aim high, because you'll always land on your feet. Or that 14-hour naps are a necessity. And to not let things get too heavy. Cats lighten our lives. We lighten yours. At Cat's Pride, our naturally lightweight litter performs like heavy litter, but is up to 40% lighter than traditional scoopable litter, meaning you'll never have to lift a crazy heavy litter box again, which is totally zen. Cat's Pride. Lighten your life.
There are 2 types of golfers, those that can hit solid golf shots wearing sunglasses and those that wish they could. Shadin Precision Eyewear is all about better vision and better golf. If you're lacking confidence to wear sunglasses while hitting golf shots, go to seebetterplaybetter.com and learn why so many tour players and their caddies have switched to the Shadin brand. Use the code SPRING to get 20% off and a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's seebetterplaybetter.com and the code SPRING to see the golf course like you've never seen it before.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
What We Spend is a new podcast that explores something we almost never talk about. Every week, you'll hear a different guest share everything they spend their money on. What We Spend is available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
Cool off and cash in. The Pepsi Bottle Lotto Sweepstakes is turning every sip into a shot at prizes. Just scan specially marked 20-ounce Pepsi Cola bottles, enter the code under the cap, and you're in the game. Instant cash-in product prizes are up for grabs, with a winner every 60 seconds. And each week, someone's taking home 20 grand. Make this summer one to remember. Play now at BottleLotto.com. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 18+. Subject to official rules at BottleLotto.com. Ends 8/9/2025.
I don't know if you've heard, but iExcel is perfect for busy kids like me. It helps me practice everything we do in school. My mom calls it healthy screen time. I call it fun. Although, I guess I'm learning too. While other kids are rotting their brains out, I'm getting ahead in reading and catching up on math. iExcel actually makes math fun. iExcel works for busy kids and busy families like you. Start learning today at iExcel.com. I don't know if you've heard, but iExcel is perfect for busy kids like me. It helps me practice everything we do in school. I'm getting ahead in reading and catching up on math. iExcel actually makes math fun. Start learning today at iExcel.com.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the Dew.
You're listening to the Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Now, back to the play-by-play action. This is Red Sox baseball.
Can you believe it?
on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
And the left field, adios. Sale winds, he fires. Swing and a miss, quickly, it's over. And the Red Sox win on a wall double by Devers. Jump on his back, fellas, the Red Sox win.
The Red Sox on WEEI are brought to you by Shaws and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network. Subaru of New England. Find your authorized Subaru retailer at SubaruofNewEngland.com.
And Hideo Nomo has pitched a no-hitter.
Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
And that ball is gone into the front row of the monster seats.
Drains by James. Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipelining. Arbella. Here for good.
Devers is homered in 5 straight.
Buy Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Ford Trucks. Official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
Strike 3 and no-hitter. 23-year-old Clay Buchholz has no-hit the Baltimore Orioles.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Duran will score.
Dig Safe. Click digsafe.com or call 811 before you dig. Cape Cod Lumber. Find the lumber for your next project. cclco.com.
Way back. Grand slam.
Citgo. Club Citgo can save you money every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. 110 Grill. Gluten-free dining done right. C&S Wholesale Grocers.
It's gone. Into the bullpen.
Brought to you by FindMassMoney.gov. The Department of Veteran Affairs. Hackman Wealth Partners. Boston's premier retirement planning specialist. Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. Interlock Metal Roofing. Visit NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. Never re-roof again.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Battle won by House.
McFarland Energy, the region's most dependable provider of home heating oil delivery, as well as expert HVAC services at McFarlandEnergy.com. Northern Bank, your partner for growth.
Here's the throw. Roberts dives, and he is safe.
And by Verizon Wireless, the network Boston relies on. New England Chevy dealers. Together, let's drive.
Goodbye, Christian Campbell.
Now, with all the play-by-play action, here's Will Fleming and Lou Merlone.
On an absolutely spectacular Seattle night, we welcome you to T-Mobile Park, the home of the Seattle Mariners, for the first of a 3-game series and a 3-city West Coast road trip. The Red Sox come in red hot, winners of 5 straight, 7 of 8. They're back above 5.5 for the New York Yankees. And they are flying high in some respects. The Red Sox will send Lucas Giolito to the mound, coming off one of his best starts of the year against the returning Logan Gilbert for some time now. He's been one of the great starters in the American League. However, that is not the story of this day. Since we last spoke, the Red Sox made a titanic, in some ways shocking, blockbuster trade with the San Francisco Giants. Their highest paid, longest tenured player, in some regards the face of the franchise, Rafi Devers, has been shipped out. He is now a member of the San Francisco Giants. The Red Sox got back Kyle Harrison and Jordan Hicks, a couple guys who've had big league time and big arms on the mound, and then 2 minor league prospects, including the Giants' first-round pick from a year ago. It is reverberating all throughout Boston, all throughout Red Sox Nation. It's sort of the shockwaves of what that trade means for this year and for the future. And we're going to process a lot of that along with you here tonight. With Lou Merlone, I'm Will Fleming. And Lou, it's a little bit more than 24 hours now that you and I were both on the airplane about to take off for Seattle. Everything stopped. Devers was lifted. He went off the airplane, and all of a sudden everybody realized they actually did it. They traded Devers to the Giants. 24, 27 hours plus after that happened. Where do you stand on the move overall?
Well, it's the timing of it, and I understand, like, you had a trade, you pulled it off, but I felt like all year long you were waiting for this team to turn a corner, to gain some momentum, to start playing winning baseball, to get some, the rotation, getting deep in the games. And I felt like you finally had that over a 10-game span. You went 8-2. You just took 5 of 6 from the Yankees. You're on a 5-game winning streak, and then this drops. So you sort of have that feeling of, man, just when I was in, what is going on? Because I don't think it helps short term. I don't think there's any question. I don't think anybody could say that it helps you short term, because you're a better team tonight if Rafi Devers was a designated hitter. I think the question becomes, what do they do with the return? Not just the players, but reallocating the money. Do we see that in the form of something at the deadline? Or are we waiting to the winter again and getting some bidding wars? And that, I think, is the frustrating part. There's some parts of this that you understand. The messaging, you understand. But still, it comes down to some talent sometimes in this game.
The lineup looks a whole lot different without Devers in it. We'll get you that in a moment. You and I had a long conversation with Craig Breslow before the game. We spoke with Alex Cora. We've had some inkling and conversation with players. This is a shockwave type of move, Lou, and nobody, including Craig Breslow, would say that today the team is better than it was yesterday. They cannot make that argument. They traded away their most prolific hitter. We'll get into this throughout the course of this whole broadcast, but two things stand out about what Craig, Alex, and Sam Kennedy have said in the last 27 hours. Most of all, they're trying to set a tone and a culture for a young group of players who are coming up. They think that what Rafi did, or more specifically did not do, and was unwilling to do, was just unacceptable. Culturally, on a baseball level, they don't want these young guys coming to a clubhouse to think, you will not help our team after repeated requests to do something you might not be comfortable doing. So that's part one of this thing. And then I think that the part that yet remains to be seen, that Craig Breslow leaned into pretty hard today when talking to the writers, is he fundamentally believes that whether it's deadline, offseason, whatever, that they might be better off from a baseball sense without the designated hitter Devers. That is, at this moment, hard to see coming, but that's what the Red Sox are saying going into this game.
Yeah, unfortunately, patience isn't something that Red Sox fans, myself, whatever it may be, right? You don't want to sit and wait and see how this thing unfolds. But that is the reality of it. I think people were expecting bigger things from this team. I think you're already young. I feel like you just got younger, given what your lineup will look like. So this will be interesting, but the messaging is important. A lot of young kids come up to the big leagues. They don't see the business side of it for some time. When it hits them in the face, they get surprised. That's usually a little bit later in their career.
Yeah.
I think each and every one of these players, these rookies, these first-year players, they get the message that the name on the front of the jersey is more important than the name on the back, and we expect you to do what we ask because we feel it's the best for the team. And it's quite evident that wasn't the case with Rafi, and I think that was sort of the end of it.
This, to me, is the most dramatic example of Craig Breslow living out what was said at his press conference when he was hired as the chief baseball officer. And that is, what's the difference between somebody who leans into analytics and a guy who wore a jersey? Because to me, the most visceral part of everything Craig said to us and everybody else is, if I were in that clubhouse and Rafi was doing that, I would not be okay with it. I'm not okay with it. And that on a baseball level is not good enough. We'll get more into that in just a second. But today's anthem brought to you by BuildSubmarines.com. You'll find stable, sustaining, skilled trades careers helping bring the next generation of U.S. Navy submarines. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
right, time now for the Morgan & Morgan starting lineups, brought to you by America's largest injury law firm. For the Boston Red Sox, new look lineup without Rafi Devers. Jarren Duran remains in the leadoff spot. He's playing left field with Abraham Toro now batting second at first base. Roman Anthony steps up into the 3-hole. He'll be playing right field with Carlos Narvaez doing the catching, batting cleanup. Marcelo Meyer will bat fifth at third base. Trevor Story is batting sixth at shortstop with David Hamilton batting seventh at second base. Cedar Rafaela bats eighth in center field, and the designated hitter tonight batting ninth will be Christian Campbell. That is your Morgan & Morgan starting lineup for the Red Sox, and it's brought to you by America's largest injury law firm. So Logan Gilbert coming back after 3 minor league rehab assignments. He went on the IL back in April of 26, right flexor strain, and he returns to the mound for the Seattle Mariners as Jarren Duran steps in, and it's time now for the play-by-play, one Will Fleming.
Thanks so much, Lou. It is wonderful to be with you once again. And one of the great scenes at all of Big League Baseball, Duran stands tall in the left-handed box. The pitch from Gilbert is a fastball that misses just outside. We're underway right on time, 6:40. It is an absolutely glorious night in Seattle, 69 degrees. Time and temp brought to you by Hatfield Marinated Pork. Duran comes in. On an 0-for-11 skid, he fouls a pitch straight back. He chased a fastball that was a little bit up at the top of the zone. And it's 1-1. Gilbert has been one of the great pitchers in the American League, but the Red Sox have handled him for one reason or another. Devers was part of that. 1-1 to Duran. The leader with 7 triples deep in the box, standing really tall today. He drives one high and foul on the third base side. And out of play. I don't know about you, Lou. I think Duran is more up and down than he has been in some time, trying to fight his way out of an 0-for-11.
Yeah, he's just a guy, a big field guy, kind of always tinkering with some things, and been a lot of swing and miss in the last couple of weeks as well from Jarren.
Here's 1-2 from Gilbert. It is inside. This guy's got a full arsenal, Gilbert. And Lou, this is, for the last 4 or 5 years, one of the great pitchers in the game.
Oh, he has been absolutely fantastic this year on that IL for a while, but still coming in here 2-1, or 1-1 rather, with a 2.37 ERA.
2-2 to Duran, leading it off. The pitch is grounded hard and foul. That was shot under the feet of the first base coach, Jose David Flores. And against Gilbert, Duran is 2 for 7 with a homer.
Yeah, Gilbert's 5 career games against the Red Sox. He's 0-1 with a 5.02 ERA.
Really got him last year in particular. 9 runs over a couple of starts. 2-2 to Duran. Infield covered in shadow, roof open. Pitch is a ball. Fastball up and away. Mariners had lost 7 of 8 games, and they just swept the Cleveland Guardians. Second place in the AL West, and pitching has always been their calling card in this run. 3-2 to Duran. The pitch is swung on and missed. Fastball blows by Duran. 97 miles an hour, and there's one away.
Well, that's what I mentioned, really. You go back to the last 10 games for Duran, he's hitting 194 with 16 strikeouts in 43 at-bats, the plate appearances. You know, that's like 37 now, maybe even higher strikeout percentage. Just too much swing and miss, and everybody's going to have to step up here a little bit, right, without the presence of Devers.
So here now the former Mariner Abraham Toro. The pitch to him is popped up into center field. Julio Rodriguez watches the shortstop J.P. Crawford get under it and make the play. And very quickly, 2 down. It is so strange, Lou. Every day just about for the last 6-7 years, we've inked in Devers into that 2-hole, and that is a massive void without him in this order.
It sure is. And this kid here, Roman Anthony, now sliding into the 3 spot. A little struggle with him recently. 1 for 17.
Incredible that he's in the 3-hole tonight. Yeah. And left against Gilbert. Logan throws, and Anthony takes outside. This is a new look. Delivery from Logan Gilbert. He kind of hides the glove behind his left and right shoulders as he winds. 1-0 to Anthony. Gilbert throws, and Anthony takes a high fastball, called a strike. That's a perfect sinker. 96. Of course, this is the place where Rafi hit his first ever major league home run. It was his second big league game, and maybe a little magic in the air for Roman, too. 1-1, 2 down Top one. The pitch is very close, but it was a ball. Outside, and it's 2-1. Cal Rowley's the best catcher in the game. He's behind home plate. Rowdy Tellez at first. Young at second. Crawford at short. With Williamson, Ben Williamson, the Mariner third baseman. 2-1 pitch is a strike. He looked like he was taking there. I mean, that's a center cut four-seamer. And it's 2-2.
Yeah, and that's the one you got to get. His four-seamer's outstanding. You already seen 96, 97. Got slider, split, curveball. Even that four-seamer. They're hitting 129 off his four-seam fastball.
Electric. 2-2, 2 down, bases empty. Just underway in Seattle. Gilbert throws, and Roman drives one high and deep into right field. It is at the warning track, at the wall. Gone! Roman Anthony hits his first Major League homer, just like Devers in Seattle, and it is 1-0 Red Sox.
Wow. I mean, he's in the 3-hole for the first time. He's facing a guy, I just mentioned you hit 129. Guy's a 4 for 31 on his heater. And he gets one up and just drives this thing out of the ballpark for number one.
His head's so big, the Wally mask doesn't fully fit. It's about chin high for him. Are you kidding me?
391.
Here now, Carlos Narvaez. What a moment for Roman. Here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss at a fastball. And it's 0-1. He's almost like a predator, isn't he, Lou? Where he took that fastball, got a good look at it. The next one he did not let go by.
Yeah, and it was top of the zone, too. This is one thing. Roman's not seeing many fastballs in the big leagues. They're spinning it a lot. They're giving him a lot of change-ups.
0-1 is fouled back to the screen.
And there's a good reason for that. I mean, you look at some of the numbers down in AAA. This kid, 94 mile an hour plus, which is a big number because those are the fastballs you see at this league. 1.255 OPS. You're not going to get a fastball by him, and Logan Gilbert just found out.
It's a beautiful thing that he did. 0-2 to Narvaez. A run in on Roman's first big fly. The pitch is grounded foul outside of third. There's something about this place that brings out big things from young Red Sox players. And I think along with so many other measurables, Lou, what you're talking about is the thing that made everyone in baseball so excited about Roman Anthony. 0-2, the pitch. Narvaez takes a ball, and that is, he doesn't swing at balls, and he can handle velocity. He just absolutely demolishes strikes in the zone.
Yeah, and that's one of the great things about him. You know, we've seen some plate discipline. Now, again, 1 for 17, so, and a lot of that has to do with, I've seen so many splits, change-ups, breaking balls thrown his way.
1-2. Is swung on a miss. That was nasty. What a great slider from Gilbert. However, Roman Anthony lifts off for the first time in his big league career after half an inning. Red Sox 1, Mariners 0 on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Going on vacation? We're here for it. With kids who turn a back seat into a courtroom drama over whose tablet is louder, whose charger is faster, and why watching the same cartoon for the 100th time is a human right? Yep, we totally have vehicles to handle that. Because whether it's a road trip or a business trip, where your flight's delayed, your phone's at 2%, and your dinner, whatever's open, yeah, here for that too. Enterprise, we're here for it.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
Going on vacation? We're here for it. With kids who turn a back seat into a courtroom drama over whose tablet is louder, whose charger is faster, and why watching the same cartoon for the 100th time is a human right? Yep, we totally have vehicles to handle that. Because whether it's a road trip or a business trip, where your flight's delayed, your phone's at 2%, and your dinner, whatever's open, yeah, here for that too. Enterprise, we're here for it.
There are two types of golfers, those that can hit solid golf shots wearing sunglasses and those that wish they could. Shadin Precision Eyewear is all about better vision and better golf. If you're lacking confidence to wear sunglasses while hitting golf shots, go to seebetterplaybetter.com and learn why so many tour players and their caddies have switched to the Shadin brand. Use the code SPRING to get 20% off and a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's seebetterplaybetter.com and the code SPRING to see the golf course like you've never seen it before.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
All right, Lucas Giolito takes the mound with a lead, 1-0, thanks to Roman Anthony's first career home run. J.P. Crawford, then Julio Rodriguez, and Cal Raleigh. This is a fearsome top three for the Mariners, maybe as good as it gets in the AL. The pitch to Crawford is down and in from Giolito, coming off a really good start. J.P. Crawford, best on-base average in the AL, .411, other than Aaron Judge, 1-0. Giolito into the wind, he throws, and Crawford takes a ball. Marcelo Meyer in at third. It is Toro at first, Hamilton at second, Story at short with Marcelo at third. Defensive alignment brought to you by the Baldwin Group. Giolito has been hot and very cold at times this year. He winds. The 2-0 pitch is a fastball, called a ball. He cannot mess around with Rodriguez and Raleigh waiting on deck. Giolito's had such a bizarre season. He's either been utterly dominant or can't get anybody out. 3-0 pitch comes home, and Crawford takes a strike on the inside corner. DJ Rayburn, the home plate umpire, with the crew chief James Hoy at second, Sean Parber at first, and John Libka in the rocking chair at third. 3-1, leading off the bottom of the first. Giolito throws, and a fastball low. He walked him, so leadoff free pass. What do you make, Lou, of the sort of up and down nature of Giolito's season?
Well, going into that last start, the one before was that Anaheim outing where he gave up 7 early on in 2 innings, and said he and Bailey kind of worked on some things. They unlocked his fastball, and this last outing he had the best fastball he's had all year. He threw it 50% of the time. Now he's got a good fastball again here tonight. You see 94, 95, but it's still about location for him.
Here's the always dangerous Julio Rodriguez. He swings and misses. That was a great slider from Giolito. He's not had that pitch much this year.
Yeah, the slider, the changeup's always there for him, but again, establish that fastball, the changeup plays more, and then as well as this slider that you just saw.
He comes in slumping a little bit, 261. He does have 10 homers, 34 driven in, double play depth. The pitch is chopped foul outside of third. Rodriguez 3 for 13 in the series against the Guardians. This is the guy who signed the most complicated, incentive-laden contract in Major League history. I mean, it can get near almost $1 billion if he lives up to things. He truly is one of the supernovas in the game. 0-2, Giolito throws, and a swing and a double play ball to short. Short is second for 1. Hamilton over to first, 2, double play. Nicely done. Erase the leadoff walk.
Yeah, that's a nice job. Little slider down the way, got him out front. And again, Julio, he's fun to watch play. We've been here to Seattle many times. It's fun to watch him in center. There's balls that you just think are going to get down, and he glides too. But you are sort of waiting for the next level. Like, there's always a month of a season, but you're waiting for him to put it together.
Here's a guy who's currently putting it together in Cal Raleigh, left-handed hitter, and a fastball strike on the outside corner. So that defensive alignment brought to you by the Baldwin Group, insurance, employee benefits, and wealth management. If you can dream it, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group protecting the possible 1-0 Sox. 2 down, bases clear. Raleigh takes a strike, really good from Giolito, and it's 0-2. I was watching this guy, the big dumper, who's unbelievable. 26 homers, 54 driven, and I'm not sure I've ever seen anyone take hacks like he did in the on-deck circle. Like Paul Bunyan, full sail uppercut hacks. 0-2 is down and in. That was Giolito's changeup, and it's 1-2.
How about that? 26 home runs. First catcher in history to have 20 home runs before June. In MLB history to have 20 homers before June.
I mean, he's in the MVP conversation. He is. The 1-2. is driven high into center field, but Cedon's got it lined up. Not on this night, not in this yard. Rafaela to his right makes the play. Inning over. Nice job by Giolito. To the second we go. 1-0 Sox thanks to Roman Anthony on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
I'm Emma Greed, and I'm the host of the Aspire podcast, a show where I talk to the world's most brilliant minds about building the life of your dreams. Listen to and follow Aspire with Emma Greed, an Odyssey podcast, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Cool off and cash in. The Pepsi Bottle Lotto Sweepstakes is turning every sip into a shot at prizes. Just scan specially marked 20-ounce Pepsi Cola bottles, enter the code under the cap, and you're in the game. Instant cash-in product prizes are up for grabs, with a winner every 60 seconds. And each week, someone's taking home 20 grand. Make this summer one to remember. Play now at BottleLotto.com. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 18+. Subject to official rules at BottleLotto.com. Ends 8/9/2025.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Sometimes, when life brings you change, you also have to change your health coverage. Like when you're having a baby, or getting married, or turning 26 and aging off your parents' plan, or even when you're no longer covered by insurance you had through your job. At HealthSource RI, we can help you change coverage to keep up with these life changes and others. Learn about all the life events and changes that may qualify you for health coverage at healthsourceri.com.
Take Boston sports with you wherever you go. Download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Marcelo Meyer to lead it off for the Red Sox as we go into the top of the second against Logan Gilbert and the Mariners. Red Sox lead thanks to Roman Anthony's first career big league home run. Marcelo waggling that bat. He chops it foul on the first base side. It was wild to us, Lou, that about 10 minutes before the game, you look out, no Devers, but here are Campbell, Meyer, and Anthony, and they really do stick together. They came out to stretch together, smiling and laughing. 0-1, Gilbert winds, he throws, and Marcelo swings and misses. Great cut fastball, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, and then you see Narvaez is out there catching, Giolito. There's 4 rookies. And you're looking down, and you're still seeing Rafael in there and Hamilton there, a year plus.
0-2. Marcelo takes a ball.
I mean, they have to be one of the most inexperienced rosters.
Certainly, at least the people who play every day without Bregman in there.
Yeah, I mean, Story's out there right now. There's no Devers DHing. Campbell's DHing. Refsnyder, it's Story and Refsnyder, really. Everybody else got about 3 years of service or less.
1-2 pitch to Marcelo. He is swung at a grounded hard to first, but it's handled there by Tellez. He'll step on the bag. I mean, Refsnyder and Yoshida, it seems like in the near term until the trade deadline, are going to sort of platoon as the designated hitter. It's Campbell tonight. Massa is going to go on some rehab here pretty soon. Craig Breslow told us maybe 2-3 weeks till he could be back. But it certainly clears some space for him.
What's the thing? Massa's been swinging it. He's healthy enough to maybe, get a few games and jump into the DH role. The only thing you would lose is flexibility. He could rehab the arm while he's here, but
he looks very flexible to me when he stretches. Trevor Story into the right-handed batter's box. He takes a strike on the inside corner.
We were talking before the game, getting a hitter's meeting. All right, Logan Gilbert, has anybody seen this guy? And your entire room was like, no, I've never been to the big leagues before, or I didn't play that series last year, or,
Sure didn't seem to hurt Roman Anthony. The 0-1 pitch is outside.
So, Trevor Story sitting there saying, yeah, this is what he's got, because nobody else has any experience against the guy.
Trevor's 1 for 5 with a homer against him. That is wild, isn't it? I mean, obviously Bregman, who's not here, would totally have the book on him. All their times in the West, the 1-1 is swung on a miss. We haven't seen many swings like that, but then again, not many people have stuff like Gilbert, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, no, Story's been really good here recently. Month of June, right? 314. A couple home runs, 13 RBIs. Got some big hits for this club. The biggest difference, he's not missing the fastball, right? Watch him against the fastball. Doesn't foul him back. He puts him in play.
1-2 to Trevor. One down in the second. Gilbert throws. Trevor fouls it right back our way. Arbella Insurance Foundation, dedicated to striking out cancer. By supporting a Jimmy Fund, every strikeout from the Sox pitcher. During this year, Arbella donates $50 to the Jimmy Fund. I just adored what Trevor said earlier this week about his relationship with hitting. 1-2 with one down. Gilbert throws, and Trevor swings and misses. He strikes out. That is just as good a slider from a right-hander as we've seen all year. They're 2 away. Trevor said, I've realized hitting is an art form, and I've learned to fall back in love with that. That speaks volumes to how he's been at the plate.
Yeah, I think he kind of put his hands up in the air, right, in that one road trip, Milwaukee and Atlanta. Just, when he's in that massive slump, get out of the iPad, just get in there, compete, stop worrying about mechanics so much.
Here's David Hamilton. He takes a high fastball.
Just kind of clearing your head, Hitters always, I don't care, at every level, it always kind of turns to, listen, just see the ball and hit it. It sounds so simple, but even at this level, you get reminded of it once in a while.
2 down in the second, 1-0 Sox. The 1-0 to Hamilton is crushed high into right field, but actually off the end of the bat. Coming on out of the outfield is Canzone, and actually in the end, it's the second baseman Young in foul territory to make the play, and the inning is over. Giolito back to the mound after this. 1-0 Sox in the Shaws and Star Market, WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
There are 2 types of golfers, those that can hit solid golf shots wearing sunglasses and those that wish they could. Shadon Precision Eyewear is all about better vision and better golf. If you're lacking confidence to wear sunglasses while hitting golf shots, go to SeeBetterPlayBetter.com and learn why so many tour players and their caddies have switched to the Shadon brand. Use the code SPRING to get 20% off and a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's SeeBetterPlayBetter.com and the code SPRING to see the golf course like you've never seen it before.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
We know there's a lot that can go on during one night of baseball. Long home runs, epic pitching performances, catches that defy space, time, and gravity.
Climbing the wall! Did he catch it? He did!
But what if you could get all of that summarized in a quick, concise, and at least we think, funny podcast that's under 10 minutes? Check out MLB.com's Morning Lineup. It runs Monday through Friday mornings on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you love listening most.
Hey, it's Lucas Giolito. This is the home of the Sox, WEI.
Lucas Giolito back to the mound with a 1-0 lead. Bottom 2 as Jorge Polanco batting from the left side takes fastball down and in, ball 1. Giolito walked the leadoff man in the first and then really hunkered down. Big double play ball. Got him out of the first unscathed. Meyer still way in at third as Polanco takes a fastball way inside for ball 2. So something about these starts of these innings for Giolito not suiting him just yet. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch fouled off the end of the bat. Speed Report is brought to you by Verizon. Get to your local Verizon store today to check out the latest deals. The velocity, Lou, on Giolito's fastball has been really good.
Yeah. 92, 93 before. The last couple of games here tonight, it's 94.8. He's hit 96.2 already. So what they did to unlock that fastball, it's working.
2-1. There's another one fouled on the first base side. That one 95 miles an hour.
It's so true. We see it for Buehler, too. He's now 95, 96. When they talk about velocity and, it's not always about the gun. Well, you know what? When you throw 95, 96, it's a lot harder to hit than 92. I could sit in your changeup. I could sit in your slider.
2-2. Pitch is just inside. Changeup. And missed into the left. Is that where he's possibly trying to throw the changeup to a left-handed hitter?
No, you don't want the changeup in. You want it down and away. Down and in, right in his hitting zone.
3-2. Here it is. And it is swung on a cranked foul and high and deep on the first base side. Of course, everyone's still sort of reeling from the Devers trade. I thought the reactions from the Red Sox players were very interesting. I mean, obviously, it's jarring news, surprising, caught off guard, especially given the timing of it. 3-2 to Polanco. Giolito throws, and a swing and a miss. He got him great changeup. That was nasty from Giolito. And as Polanco's gone, we take 10 seconds for station ID on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Will Fleming, Lou Merlone in Seattle. Randy Arozarena, longtime Red Sox killer, takes fastball for strike one. Randy has not delivered yet this year for the Mariners. 231, 8 homers, and 28 driven in. He sees that Boston B, though, on a Navy cap that brings out the best in him. 0-1. He is outside with a slider. He is second in the Herb Chambers batting order, brought to you by Herb Chambers, Lexus of Sharon and Lexus of Hingham. 1-1. Pitch. Ripped into center field, but Cedon's got it lined up. Chest high grab, 2 down.
Hey, you wonder if this kind of building just kind of sucks the life out of you offensively a little, right? And this, we always talk about Seattle and the offense, but this is a big ballpark. Now, I understand Cal Raleigh, he's got 26 homers, right? But this, right field, a little shorter porch, you got a bunch from the left side. But Arozarena goes from Tampa, which is a great place to hit, to this big ballpark. You just sort of lose some of that mojo.
It's really in the power alleys in center field that balls die. 326 to right, 331 to left. Here's Rowdy Tellez. Speaking of people who've dominated the Red Sox, he takes fastball outside for ball one. 376 in left center, 380 in right center. And like in San Francisco, where we'll be after this series, it feels like 420 in the power alleys. Heavy air. The 1-0 is fouled into the mitt of Narvaez, 1-1.
Yeah, like Giolito here, just again, that fastball is back, and this rotation has been fantastic. The 5-game winning streak. Starters 4-0, 1.05 ERA, getting deep into games.
1-1 misses 2 starts of 7 innings or longer for the first time in almost a decade.
Yeah, and we talk about Devers not being here. The offense hasn't really been pulling their weight. They're doing enough. It's been the pitching that has been fantastic.
2-1 pitch is a beauty. I mean, you can't throw a fastball any better than that. 95 bottom of the zone.
I mean, how many teams go on a 5-game winning streak and score 15 total runs? 3 runs a game, and they've won 5 straight. The Yankee week, and we were talking about it before, the starters went 21 1/3 innings, gave up 7 hits and 1 earned run. That was a Judge solo shot in the 9th off Crochet.
Amazing.
That's it.
2-2 to Tellez. 2 down, bases empty. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out with a curveball. And Lucas Giolito rolling. To the 3rd inning we go in Seattle. 1-0 Red Sox on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the Dew.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health, Heart, and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
College holds a mythic place in American culture. On the new Campus Files podcast, we uncover the scandals you won't hear on the campus tours. Find Campus Files on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Jones and Keith.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Cedon Rafaela leading it off in the top of the third. Logan Gilbert trailing the Sox 1-0. The pitch to Cedon. Swinging a drive down the left field line. Foul and out of play.
Well, something very delicious is happening at Shaw's and Star Market. It's a berry bonanza. Right now, you can buy 2 get 1 free and 1 pound strawberries, blueberries, and 6 ounce raspberries and blackberries. Mix and match. Lowest price item is free. Shaw's and Star Market, the official supermarket, the Red Sox Radio Network.
Hey, it's Lou. 0-1 to Cedon. The pitch is swung on and fouled into the mitt.
You need a long foul ball for that one.
You know, we love a lot of things about the people at Shaw's. Ken Rinaldi was on with us, the new president. They're awesome.
They're the best.
That's a lot of in-game copy.
It's a 15-second pitch clock.
0-2 to Cedon. Swing and a miss. That is just nasty. Lou, am I wrong in saying this is about as good a right-handed slider as we've seen this year?
Yeah, and he has the split-fingered fastball to go with it. Actually, I think this was the split. Look at that diving action down and in. This guy's one of the better arms in the league, period.
Yep.
97, top of the zone, slider, curveball split. Like, it's unhittable stuff. Here at this ballpark, guys hit 124 off him in this ballpark this year. I mean, it's just electric.
Combination of a great pitcher and a perfect place to pitch. Here's Christian Campbell with 1 down. He's the DH tonight. Pitch is taken for a strike. Slider on the inside corner. Christian is really fighting it. Down to 225 with 6 homers and 21 driven in. Maybe taking the glove off his left hand could ease some pressure. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. That's the one that's gotten him. I mean, that's a 4-seamer, but it is on the inside corner.
Yeah, but 4-seamers, though, he's been handling. And Gilbert really doesn't have a sinker. Now you got to worry about the split, which is giving him some trouble. It's really about discipline, pitch selection. Not every strike is the one you want to attack.
0-2. That's a good breaking ball in the dirt. Take by Campbell. In other words, he's not going to handle that sinker in on the hand, so don't offer it.
Exactly. You got to kind of start spitting on the ball inner half, and look for something out over the plate. Look for your strengths. Too many good hitters counts. He's chasing sinkers in off the plate, getting himself out.
1-2 to Campbell. Pitch way inside. That one slipped out of his hand. That they call it a curveball, and it's 2-2. 1 out, 1-0 Red Sox in this top of the third inning. For me, this is really one of the great scenes in all of Major League Baseball. The roof open tonight at T-Mobile Park. 2-2 is strike 3 call, and that was right there. Cutter on the inside corner, and just like that, 2 away.
Yeah, we love this ballpark. Plus, that means we can scoot. From the hotel, we take those little scooters, zip on little 2-wheelers down here, because it's like one of those long walks, too short for an Uber. So we just jump on the scooters.
It's such a fun way to get to the ballpark.
It's a good time.
And it's hilly, but it was sunny and beautiful. Here's Jaron Duran with 2 down. And the base is empty. Gilbert with the third baseman Williamson in, throws, and Jaron takes a ball inside. Herb Chambers batting order brought to you by Herb Chambers, Mercedes-Benz of Boston, Sudbury, and flagship motor cars of Linfield. I love it. I love everything about the setup here in Seattle. It's like a 9-minute scoot to the ballpark. Backpacks on the 1-0. Duran rips one down the right field line. Hits his extra bases. It might be 3. He rounds first. He's going to head to second. Canzone digs it out. Jaron thinking 3. He is going to get there easily. Standing up with his 8th triple of the year. A bullet into the right field corner.
Well, that's a good sign. It's a little hanging breaking ball pull side, right? And to me, that's when he's always at his best. You don't see him pull the ball too often. He launched the other day in the first pitch. But for the most part, it's, to me, I like him staying fastball, drive it to left center. That way, breaking ball, he stays on it, and it's a pull side. I really want to get him going.
I will not say this often in the next 4 months, but this is one of those moments where you say, this used to be Rafi Devers, and now it's Abraham Toro. who's been great for the Red Sox, especially from this left side. He takes a fastball down and in, ball one.
It's going to be weird for a while. You know, even looking at this little matchup sheet, right? You talk about how the Red Sox have always gotten Gilbert. Devers isn't on it anymore.
That's so bizarre.
You know?
1-0. Our third with 2 down, the pitch. Toro swings and misses. He was sort of overmatched his first time, popping out to short.
Yeah, you know, as I mentioned, too, like this little latest streak isn't really driven about offense. And I think the month of June, Devers was struggling. He's kind of going back to expanding the zone, but you'd much rather have him, right? You knew that was going to turn. He'd carry you for a month.
1-1 is a ball down and in. Third inning brought to you by Citgo. Here's a club you'll want to get into. Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon in your first fill-up. Roman Anthony, who homered his first time, is on deck. 2-1 to Toro. Pitch. Ground ball up the middle into center field. A diving stop by the second baseman. He bobbles. He cannot make the play. Duran scores. It's an infield hit. And the Red Sox lead it 2-0. I thought that thing all the way was going into center field. Young made a spectacular diving grab, but he just couldn't get it out of his glove, and the Red Sox double their lead.
It's really nice range from Cole Young at second. Ooh. I'm with you. I thought this was easily getting into center. I don't know if Toro thought so or not, but if he comes up clean, he's going to be out. It's just that you mentioned when he digs for the ball in the glove, he can't get a grip, double pumps.
Here's Roman, who takes a strike on the outside corner. Was that hard if you make a great diving play sometimes to gather yourself and make the throw?
Well, you say you don't really look down to that glove, right? So you catch it, you try to throw that hand in there to find it, and it looked like he couldn't find it, almost came out of his glove.
0-1 to Roman Anthony. Pitch down and in. I've never seen a guy hold the bat quite like Roman does. Louis cocks it with his wrists. That must give him some juice there. It is different, isn't it?
Yeah, and he kind of holds him a little bit closer to his face rather than all the way back, but then he kind of slides back in a really good hitting position.
1-1 is swung on and missed. That was a nasty cut fastball in under his hands, and it's 1-2.
I kind of always had my hands up close to my face too and bring them back when I swung. And when you sometimes it's just your hands are used to moving back. So when they say, hey, start with your hands back, they go too far back, right? Like it's like, no, for whatever reason, I need to keep them a little closer to my head and let them go back to where they should be. The body just reacts sometimes.
2-0. Toro at first. 1-2 to Anthony. The pitch is swung on and missed. He was sawed off there with a great cut fastball. And the inning is over. However, an infield hit for Abraham Toro after a triple for Duran gives the Red Sox a 2-run lead. To the bottom of the third we go on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
I'm Emma Greed, and I've spent the last 20 years building, running, and investing in some incredible businesses. The more success I've had, the more people started coming to me with questions. How do you start a business? How do you raise money? How do I bounce back from failure? On my new podcast, Aspire with Emma Greed, I'll be answering these questions and more through weekly conversations with the smartest minds out there. Listen to and follow Aspire with Emma Greed, an Odyssey podcast available now, wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Lucas Giolito with a 2-run lead. Jarren Duran's 8th double ties him with Corbin Carroll. The Major League lead. Drains by James sponsors our league leaders. Eastern Mass's leader in residential and commercial drain cleaning and pipeline. Drainsbyjames.com. They give a poop about your pipes. Feels like we should really be talking about that spot with Cal Raleigh's at the plate as Dom Canzone takes fastball in there for strike one. I just can't get over it. This is like my 9th time here. Seattle is absolutely spectacular. Here's the 0-1 down and in. When I was in college, we'd come up here and play the University of Washington, their beautiful football stadium. It's just one of America's great cities. We got a bluebird day. The skies were perfect. A little cool to start the day, but it is opened up, and it is spectacular. The 1-1 to Canzone. Swing and a miss. Great slider, and it's 1-2.
So a couple years ago when we were here, my wife and son came out. Mm-hmm. So, just walk down to the water, show them the market where they're throwing the fish to each other.
Sure. 1-2, Giolito throws, and he misses down in it.
So I was like, we got to go check this out. They throw this fish, right? So we get there, and they start throwing the fish, and I look at my kid, I'm like, hey, what'd you think? He's like, that's it? So they just threw fish to each other.
That's it, huh?
And I'm like, yeah, but is it cool? He's like, they just throw fish, Dad.
He was a young buck then. The 2-2. High little looper to shallow left field. Coming on. Duran, he can't get a little fisted bloop hit. And Dom Canzone has the Mariners' first hit.
He was more impressed with some gum thing. It's like a gum walkway. Everybody puts their gum in the wall.
Oh, great.
It's gum in the wall. Like Perfect. The whole... with the gum wall, or whatever it's called.
As if it's not enough
disgusting.
As people in Paris and Europe are putting these padlocks on bridges. Like, what?
It's
gum?
Disgusting.
Yuck. Here's Ben Williamson. Giolito throws, and a strike not called on the inside corner. I mean, what is that? That's a slider way in the zone. Called the ball. I thought most of this evening so far, DJ Rayburn's had a good night, but that was a clear miss. Williamson, 256, the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. But in terms of natural beauty, I mean, this part of the country is blessed with mountainscapes and water, and the combination is just incredible. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Chopper foul. Side the third baseline. That went down and had some salmon chowder at my favorite spot, Ivers, underneath the University Bridge, looking out at the Space Needle, seaplanes landing. I mean, it's truly, there are very few places on Earth that feel like this one does, especially in the summer. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Hard ground ball into left field. That's a base hit. That was a total hanger from Giolito in a 2-strike count. And now the Mariners have the tying runs aboard to begin this third.
Yeah, just too much of the plate. They wanted that slider away. And he just kind of left it out over. His hit hard, just found a hole. Now you got to worry here. 9-hole hitter, Cole Young, hitting 209. If you're Marcelo, you got to be in on the grass. He's in through 2 or 3 steps looking for a bunt. Hot hitter Crawford on deck.
Feels quite likely he's going to square around here. Cole Young from the left side does not, and he takes a high fastball for ball 1. It's amazing. Here we are on June 16th. Almost 8 years ago to the day, Devers came here and hit his first home run, and tonight Anthony does the same. 2-0. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. I'm really surprised they're not bunting here.
Yeah. Early on, different philosophies. Later in the game, no question.
Dan Wilson, their manager, just got service, was let go. 1-1 swing and a miss. I just don't understand it, Lou. Who cares about early in the game, late in the game? You got Crawford and Rodriguez coming. Giolito looks locked in. This is sort of a gift to the Red Sox in some way. 1-2. Meyer backs up now. Pitch is lined into left field, a base hit, because of course it is. They'll hold the runner at third as Duran throws it home. It's another 2-strike mistake from Giolito. That hit caught so much of the strike zone, and now a guy who hit a grand slam yesterday on Father's Day comes up with the bases loaded in J.P. Crawford.
Yeah, the first couple innings so on point with location. This wasn't an awful pitch. Either up and out of the zone away. He just stayed with it. But now you got 7, 8, 9 back-to-back-to-back hits for a guy, J.P. Crawford, who walked in the first, but 439 in his last 15 games. You mentioned a grand slam yesterday.
Big-time trouble for Giolito here. Over the pole, sort of double play depth for the Sox. On the dirt, the pitch is a high fastball, 1-0.
Got to minimize the damage here, right? Looking for a sac fly, double play ball. That's best case scenario. Maybe if you get him 1-2, then you think punch out. But right now, you got to get ahead.
Totally agree. And in some ways, Lou, if you're Giolito and the Red Sox, if you get out of this inning tied, it's a good thing.
100%. But you'll get back to your first and second. The game is driven by math and probability now.
Yep.
And, they have their chart. First and second, nobody outs. How many runs normally come out of those innings versus 1 out, second and third. And they just play the math, looking for putting up a 3 spot, a 4 spot, whatever it may be.
And Cole Young made me look silly. 2-strike hit into left field. Here is Crawford waiting, 1-0. 2-0 Sox, but a huge bind. Giolito is ready. He throws, and a fastball strike, top of the zone, perfect pitch, and it's 1-1. This guy's got 6 career grand slams. I mean, he's one of the great hitters in the whole sport with the bases loaded. 1-1. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Big fastball. Top of the zone. All right, Lou, he's gotten 2 of those by him. Does he do it again?
Well, I mean, that's how they've attacked him. Even the first one was just up in the zone. It's almost like this is where they want to attack. That is his hole. Now, does that change with 2 strikes? I wouldn't think so.
1-2. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Giolito throws. Swing and a chopper foul. It did change. He went to a change up. And Crawford fouled it on the first base side. You tell me. I mean, that is, yanks the changeup foul outside of first. Don't you come back to velocity here?
You would think you got 2 strikes here. Now you're thinking strikeout, swing and miss.
1-2. They lead at every base. The pitch is swung on and missed. Fastball, top of the zone. Huge first out for Giolito.
Well, that's the book on him. Right, obviously, the way they attacked him. You don't always see the plan of attack, say, 2 outs, nobody on. You kind of want to save that sometimes about pitching to a hole when it's a big spot. That was a big spot there. It's not over yet, though.
No, it is not, because you got Rodriguez now with Raleigh on deck. The pitch is right there. I mean, that's just beautiful. Fastball. He's found fastball command when he's needed it most, and it's 0-1. Rodriguez grounded into a double play his first time. Love that again right here. 0-1. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball. I mean, that's just overpowering. 96 and it's 0-2.
Yeah, you're like this, the aggressiveness and more importantly, the confidence in it. When a guy nibbles to me, that means I don't have much confidence in it. Right now, Giolito's just rearing back in a big spot, just using this fastball. Blowing it by guys.
His body language looks so good on the mound right now. 0-2, even in a jam with the bases loaded. At the belt. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it is in the dirt. Good block there by Narvaez. It's confidence in your catcher. Slider in the dirt, and it's 1-2.
That's where you want it. It was that slider that was down away just off the plate that he reached out and hit that double play his first at bat. You wonder if, just like JP, after showing him down, go back to that fastball up.
1-2 with the bases loaded. Here's the pitch, and it is lined down the right field line foul. He was timed up for 96.
He missed the spot. Again, they wanted it on top of the zone like they got Crawford. And he just yanked it a little bit. It was down, outer half. Julio was able to get a piece of it.
So now what do they do? 1-2. Narvaez in the crouch. Here's the pitch, and it is in the dirt. Had a feeling they might go breaking ball there. That was an easy take for Julio. A slider that bounced a couple feet in front of the plate. And it is 2-2. We'll get you the results and the question of our New England Chevy dealers question of the day. Together we drive the question at Sox booth. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Change up, and Rodriguez is gone after the bases were loaded with nobody out. Consecutive strikeouts, and they're 2 down.
Well, a fantastic job by Giolito here. At the top of this order. Back-to-back strikeouts, 2 very dangerous hitters. but the job is not done. The man Cal Raleigh stepping up here now has got 26 homers. Got to finish this inning off. It'd be amazing if he can get out of it.
2 down, loaded up. Giolito throws. Raleigh fouls it back. That was a great choice there. You could tell that Raleigh was keyed up for a fastball way out in front of a changeup.
That's Cal just sort of watching the game, right? That's how we attack JP. That's how we attack Rodriguez. Early in counts. Good call there by Narvaez.
0-1. 2-0 Sox. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Perfectly placed fastball. He has dotted so many of those tonight, and it's 0-2.
Cal didn't think so, but that's a good pitch.
It is a strike, don't you think?
Absolutely. Looked like he was kind of looking for something else, outer half. When you do that and you get that fastball in, you don't see it. It feels in. We'll go back and look and see it's a good pitch.
Bases loaded, 2 down. 0-2 to Cal Raleigh, one of the great hitters right now in the AL. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss and a curveball in the dirt. And Giolito, after loading the bases, strikes out the side. We go to the 4th inning. Hello, Gio. 2-0 Red Sox in the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
Sometimes historic events suck. But what shouldn't suck is learning about history. I do that through storytelling. History That Doesn't Suck is a chart-topping history podcast created by me, Professor Greg Jackson. Listen to History That Doesn't Suck on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Cool off and cash in. The Pepsi Bottle Lotto Sweepstakes is turning every sip into a shot at prizes. Just scan specially marked 20-ounce Pepsi Cola bottles, enter the code under the cap, and you're in the game. Instant cash in product prizes are up for grabs, with a winner every 60 seconds. And each week, someone's taking home 20 grand. Make this summer one to remember. Play now at BottleLotto.com. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 18+. Subject to official rules at BottleLotto.com. Ends 8/9/2025.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
Fitzy and Johnson.
Weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Carlos Narvaez to lead it off as we go to the 4th inning. What a job by Giolito. It takes a catcher a little longer to get ready to hit. He had the sort of sleeve donut weight on the bat. He couldn't get it off in the on-deck circle. So granted a little grace. He digs in against Gilbert. Narvaez bouncing that bat up and down. The pitch is a high fastball. Called a ball. I like that feel from Danvers' DJ Rayburn. He just couldn't get it off. The grass wasn't hard enough to get the weight off the bat. What a revelation Carlos has been. 1-0. Pitch. Strike on the outside corner. How awesome was that from Lucas Giolito?
Man, he has been fantastic here. Talking about swing and miss. I was just looking at it. He got 11 swing and misses already. 44% whiff rate. This is a guy that has 19% in the year. That's 12th percentile. He doesn't get swing and miss.
He has tonight. 1-1 is a swing and a miss and a fastball. Gilbert does. Hey, isn't it amazing, Lou, how yin and yang Giolito's been?
Yeah, and hopefully, something unlocked after that Anaheim start, because he was different last game. The fastball was better, and he's continued it here today.
1-2 to Narvaez. Pitch. Swing and a foul straight back.
And that's the thing. He's sort of matching Gilbert right now, who is a monster swing and miss guy, right? I mean, 44% is ridiculous. Gilbert now at 46, but that's kind of who he is.
And you can see why. He's thrown on 51 pitches. The 1-2 is lofted into left field. Rosarena sort of froze, now drifts in. He's there to make the play. By the way, that Chevy Dealers of New England question of the night. Now that Devers has been traded, what move do you want next? Trade deadline pickups, a new Bregman extension, extensions for Anthony and Meyer, or a big free agent signing. Am I allowed to say all of the above?
I was going to say, where's E?
Here's Marcelo. 1 out, base is empty. Here's the pitch. And a strike on the outside corner.
Well, I think the deadline's still it's up to this team. You know, it's up to them. Number one on that list would be Bregman. I think he is too important for what you want to be in the next 3 or 4 or 5 years. He would be number one, and let's go from there.
0-1. Swinging a high fly foul. I do think the contrast is unavoidable, Lou. The Red Sox jettison Devers for his unwillingness to do things that they thought was in the best interest of the team, and they brought Bregman in to be the exact opposite.
That's just kind of who he is. It's who he's always been, but just the thought of having 1 year of him moving on is not a good one.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Meyer's gone. That seems unlikely to me. I believe that. And I think he's bought into the young guys, the culture. You know, Anthony's now between him and Durant. It feels like now it's Bregman and Jaron's team.
Yeah. And I've never won what was the option C, like the extensions to the young guys?
Yeah.
That's still too new age for me.
Can we get a year under their belts?
Thank you. How about 2? You're 4 years away from free agency. We could work something out.
If they're great, pay them even more.
Whatever.
Here's Trevor's Story with 2 down. 2-0 Sox. The pitch is swung on a miss. Fastball.
Like, I get the idea. You know, you locked up Christian Campbell. You locked up Cedar Rafaela. But, you know, I don't know, the $35, $40 million players that you're worried about 6 years from now, just once you watch them just a couple of years first and then sign them all up.
It'd be a very good problem to have. 0-1 to Trevor with 2 down. That's a breaking ball. Easy take. We're already at 110 pitches. That's good stuff for the Red Sox because Gilbert's thrown 57 of them. Brought to you by 110 Grill. Gluten-free dining done right. 110 Grill, proud to be an official partner of the EEI Red Sox Radio Network. 1-1 to Trevor. Struck out his first time. He takes a ball.
Well, especially with Gilbert, right? We mentioned his first start back, coming back. He won the IL, was it April 26th or so. He's had 3 rehab starts. His last one was 70 pitches. They thought the number tonight might be 80 to 85. So try to get another inning or 2 out of him and get him out of this game.
2-1. Trevor rips one foul, and especially if you chase him with the lead. Trevor's third in the Herb Chambers batting order, brought to you by Herb Chambers BMW of Boston, Sudbury, and Medford. I try so hard to say it the Lou Merlone way. Medford?
Medford.
Yeah, Medford. And then people just rip me for it. I need your blanket to cover me. Medford.
I heard you the other day. There's a little accent coming out. You threw an R at the end of a word that didn't belong. Took the R out and threw it at the end.
It's
like
happening,
my
man.
mom does that.
2-2. The pitch. Swinging a chopper foul on the third base side.
There's nothing like when I get the call from my mom. Hey, your sister Lisa. I'm like, Mom, you took the R off of sister and you added it to Lisa. I don't. Just the way it is. I don't even hear it anymore.
Amica Insurance, 2-2. Here's the pitch, and it is outside. Good take. How is your sister Lisa?
She's good.
It seeps in, that's for sure. In the greatest city in the country, Boston, 3-2 is foul back. Trevor just a little tardy on that 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
He becomes so important.
Yep.
You know, he really does.
On multiple levels.
Multiple levels. He's out there short in his infield. He's got Meyer to his right. He's got Hamilton or Campbell to his left. You know, Duran behind him's got the second most service time on the team. Like this, you need a little veteran presence. You need some calming influence in an infield.
3-2. That is dropped by Raleigh. That was close, but it was low and a ball. 4 to Story. He will walk, and that'll bring up David Hamilton. 4th inning brought to you by Cars for Kids. Easiest way to get rid of your old car. Donate today, and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Donate now. CasForKids.com. Cars with a K.
There you go. I mean, people didn't want to hear it in May when he was, 7 for 100.
Yeah.
But, sticking with him, he hadn't played in 3 years, in a slump, forgot how to get out of one. Just wanted to level off a little bit.
David Hamilton took a big rip at a fastball, fouled it back.
Like, I don't need 390 for 3 weeks. I'll take it, but I don't need it if it's going to be a 10 for 100 falling, right? Like, give me a 250 week, play the defense, hit a bomb here and there, level that thing off, and hopefully as he gets going into the season, he's starting to.
2-0 Red Sox in the fourth, 0-1 to Hamilton. Down and in, a breaking ball. It is peaks and valleys always with Story, and you just want the valleys to be a little lower. You'd love the peaks to be Mount Rainier, but you just want the lows to not be 7 for 100. 1-1 to Hamilton. 2 down. Trevor's got a big lead over there at first. Pitch is down and in. What do you got on Raleigh as a thrower behind the plate, and Gilbert? He looks pretty quick to the plate.
Yeah, he does. Raleigh's kind of that below average. He's right around average. I guess 198's average, right around that number to 2. But Trevor, is he 10 for 10 this year?
He is. You'd sort of love him to go to get his 12th steal. They think along with us and throw over to first. I mean, it is a hitter's count now for Hamilton, so maybe you just leave him alone, see if a little gap shot can get Story home.
I think you push it. I think even Cora before the game talking to you about maybe being a little bit more aggressive, but you got to get your athletes on. Story's one, Hamilton's the other, Duran. I think you want to push the envelope here.
He's leaning, not running the pitch, is chop foul on the third base side. And what you're talking about, which is very interesting, is, okay, so he goes and then a double. He's definitely scoring.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a big ballpark. Not like David Hamilton. We know he's got juice pull side on heaters, but still, this isn't Devers. He's already in scoring position type situation. Get him to first. Look for that little broken bat single somewhere.
2-2 to Hamilton. The pitch is down and in. Well, we know he's going to be going now. He thought about it. That looked to me, Lou, like Trevor was trying to time him up. He wasn't certain. He didn't get a great jump, so he stopped. Would have been a good pitch to run on a curveball in the dirt. Hamilton popped out his first time. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2-0 Red Sox in the fourth. Story runs. The pitch is swung on and missed. He got him. Slider. They call it a slider. I'm not sure, but either way, Hamilton is gone, and the inning is over. Bottom 4, Giolito back to the mound. He's thrown a lot of pitches, Gilbert has, nearing his limit here. 2-0 Sox in the Shaw's and Star Market, WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the Dew.
This Pride Month, Risk has stories of LGBTQ folks from all walks of life. Go get the Risk podcast on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Cool off and cash in. The Pepsi Bottle Lotto Sweepstakes is turning every sip into a shot at prizes. Just scan specially marked 20-ounce Pepsi Cola bottles, enter the code under the cap, and you're in the game. Instant cash-in product prizes are up for grabs, with a winner every 60 seconds. And each week, someone's taking home 20 grand. Make this summer one to remember. Play now at BottleLotto.com. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 18+. Subject to official rules at BottleLotto.com. Ends 8/9/2025.
More Boston sports opinion, more often. Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Lucas Giolito back to the mound. First pitch fastball. Down big time velocity, 92 miles an hour. That missed. 1-0 to Jorge Polanco. That's something to watch here a little bit. Next one in the dirt. That was nowhere near the zone with a slider. And it is 2-0. Very happy news to report from the Bronx. LA Angels went in and beat the Yankees in extra innings, 1-0. 2-0. High fly into shallow center field. It might even stay on the infield dirt. Story and Hamilton come together, and David at second is there to make the play. Located on a 32-acre campus by the Hudson, River Spring Living provides a full range of living options for older adults. I've been there many times with David Pomerantz, and I know what makes it special. Schedule a tour at riverspringliving.org today. I'm very happy that a lot of those people tonight are unhappy after a Yankees loss. 2-0 Red Sox. One down. Here's a Rosarena swing and a miss. Great slider from Giolito. Strike one.
By the way, the last heater was back to 95.
There you go.
Wow, Yankees 4 straight. It wasn't for Kansas City, they'd be in a skid.
Well, they only scored 4 runs their last 4 games. The 0-1. That's beautiful from Giolito. 93.5 miles an hour. It's 0-2. I do think we owe Lucas some grace coming back from the elbow surgery, trying to figure himself out. It's just that the bad has been so bad. 0-2. Pitch is down and in. Actually away from Rosarena. Ball and 2 strikes.
He was really the unknown coming in. To the point where you start talking about this rotation, you're like, what about Giolito? I don't know.
Here's the 1-2. Chopper foul.
You know, even like this, we had those great years in Chicago, but that one year he bounced back and forth and was traded. The home runs, the ERA, it was like, what happened here? And then came the injury. You know, well, maybe that was an issue the last year or so. But coming back, you didn't know what to expect this year.
1-2 is high. I think it's up for some debate, Lou, whether or not this approach of trying to reclaim injured pitchers, whether it's Sandoval, Paxton. Giolito wasn't hurt when they signed him, but still. 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. A great slider. A Rosarena is gone. Giolito is rolling along. He struck out 4 straight and 6 overall.
That's a really good slider here from Giolito. Well located, down and away. Gets a Rosarena way out in front, almost falls down. You know, I think if you have a solid 4-man rotation, you continue to take shots like this.
Yeah.
You know, on Sandoval's and Giolitos and Paxtons of the past.
Here's Rowdy Tellez with 2 down. The pitch is popped up. Back of home plate. Narvaez throws the mask away, and he's got room on the track to make the play. That was beautiful from Giolito. He's needed only 62 pitches to get 12 outs. To the 5th we go. 2-0 Sox on the Shaw's and Star Market, WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Hey there, I'm Kendra Adachi, and my show, The Lazy Genius Podcast, helps you be a genius about the things that matter and lazy about the things that don't, and you get to decide what matters. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to give you a new way to see. Episodes of the Lazy Genius Podcast are full of compassionate time management tips and permission slips to do what makes sense for you. New episodes drop every Monday. Follow and listen to the Lazy Genius Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Something berry delicious is happening at Shaw's in Star Market. It's a berry bonanza. Right now, buy 2, get 1 free, and 1 pound strawberries, pint blueberries, 6-ounce raspberries, and blackberries. Yes, mix and match. Lowest price item is free. Shaw's in Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network.
Time for dinner, kids.
The reason I gathered you here today is for a family strategy meeting. Johnny, after dinner, you get 34 minutes of counting practice on iExcel.
Only 30 minutes.
Meanwhile, Timmy, you get to use iExcel for your long division. And Dad, I don't see any broccoli on that plate. Mom, dinner looks excellent.
Let's do this. We've got to study. Tests are coming up, people.
The learning product families trust. Start learning today at iExcel.com.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the Dew.
You're listening to live play-by-play action of the Boston Red Sox on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Cedar Rafaela leads it off. We love Joe Braverman back at WEEI, setting us up here in Seattle against Logan Gilbert. The pitch to Cedar. Swinging a foul back, Lou. You were making a point. I mean, Gilbert is now at 70 pitches about these young hitters in this 5th inning.
Well, before the game, you kind of know it. I mean, the manager came out and said he's probably going to be right around 80 pitches. And the last thing you could want to do here is to have like a quick, Duran up with 2 outs and 4 pitches. You have to make him work here.
0-1. Cedon will not. He swings and misses, and it's 0-2.
And sometimes this is like the game within the game, right? This is to young players. Cora's talked about it before. I think it was in Milwaukee. Savali had 57 pitches through 2 innings, and we came out hacking on the first pitch. And he had like a 5-pitch inning, and it bought himself deeper in the game.
0-2 to Cedon, 2-0 Red Sox. Pitch is a ball.
I mean, like you said, he's at 70, 80, maybe they'll go to 85, but you want him out of this game, especially when you're trailing. It just changes the guys you face. Think about the Red Sox.
Yep.
If you're trailing by 2, it's the bullpen. It's not your high leverage, guys.
1-2 to Cedon. Pitch. Swinging a foul. That was a ball. I mean, it was way in and off, but in a 2-strike count, he offered at it. The rest of the Subaru of New England scoreboard, the Tampa Bay Rays are rolling a little bit. They were all over the O's tonight. 7-1 win.
2.5 back.
Wow. San Diego is in LA. That's the return of Ohtani. 1-2 to the mound is a foul back to the screen. Well, and now Cedon's making him work a little bit.
Yeah, he's making him go at least 6 pitches. So now you're okay, right? Maybe Campbell make him work a little bit. He's just got that good stuff. You just want to get to the next guy.
No doubt about it. 1-2 to Rafaela. 2-0 Sox in the 5th. Here's the pitch, and it's inside. A good take. That was a splitter, and it's 2-2.
I'd love to just bottle up this Cedon now, and it's been a while. It's been 20 games. And Cedon is hitting 359.
2-2. Pitch. Swinging a high drive into right center field. Rodriguez, though, has room in front of the warning track. Not in this ballpark. That ball was hit hard, but Cedon is gone. And there's one away. It's going to be a Subaru summer. Find your 25 Subaru at SubaruofNewEngland.com. He's been wonderful, Rafaela has, especially at the plate.
And that's why I say bottle it up, and you hope what you're seeing is a change, right? He's getting deeper in the counts. Still a little too free swinging maybe in the first pitch or 2, but then settles in with 2 strikes. Much better hitter, makes contact. Now they got action in that bullpen, which is what we were talking about.
Here's Christian Campbell with 1 down. Gilbert throws, and Christian swings and misses. It's Edward Bizardo, our old buddy. Ready in a hurry. Campbell struck out looking his first time. Gilbert takes a deep breath. He winds, he throws, and Christian swings and misses. Man, that's a nasty slider. And it is 0-2. The code word of the game, Seattle. Make sure to enter your code word in the member portal today to claim your points. I think they still call the home of the Seahawks Lumen Field. It's off in the distance behind the left field wall here. What a great sports complex it is, the O2. Campbell takes a breaking ball in the dirt. I've been to games at that place, including a playoff game about 20 years ago, and I've never in my life been in a louder sports stadium.
Yeah. It's like the roof's open out there right now.
It's unreal. And they've had some really good teams. They searching for consistent quarterback play, like a team close to where the Red Sox play. 1-2 pitch is strike 3 call. That's just dirty from Gilbert. Might have been a little bit beneath the zone, but he's been all over the strike zone. So Campbell is twice struck out, and they're 2 down for Jarren Duran.
Yeah, this is a good little slider. He registers at 82. You know, that's the thing. It's probably more of his curveball. Slider's more that 88 range. Good location, but it was off the plate.
He's only allowed in this game 3 hits. The Red Sox lead 2-0. One of them a triple from this man, Duran. He grounds one foul outside of first. Lou, with Duran gone, there is so much more onus on Duran lifting this offense.
Yeah, and you're hoping that June's the month. Hasn't gone that way so far. Last June, going into it, the numbers were similar, but he had 360 with 7 homers in June. Did it again in July. Did it in August. That's where he took off. You're just sort of waiting for that.
0-1 is swung on a miss. Good changeup, splitter there. I love watching him adjust real time. Like right now, he's sort of rocking back and forth, heels to toes, standing straight. He's just trying to find that feeling in his body.
Yeah, there's a toe tap once in a while. The other day, he brought back the fake bunt, kind of saw the ball in all the way, the leg kick.
The ball's 2 strikes. Sun is setting in Seattle over the home of the Seahawks. 0-2 from Gilbert. He throws. Duran takes a ball. That was a splitter that missed way outside, and it's 1-2. Jaron was asked about the trade of Devers, and he said, look, I was surprised, but he also called it a little thing and said there are 26 other guys now pulling on the rope in the same direction. Very interesting. The 1-2 pitch is a swing and a miss. That was nasty. Splitter, and Duran is gone. We'll have more on what he said and what that might mean for the clubhouse after the departure of Devers when we come back. Bottom 5, 2-0 Red Sox. Giolito on the mound after this. Shaw's and Star Market, WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the Dew.
Going on vacation? We're here for it. With kids who turn a back seat into a courtroom drama over whose tablet is louder, whose charger is faster, and why watching the same cartoon for the 100th time is a human right? Yep, we totally have vehicles to handle that. Because whether it's a road trip or a business trip, where your flight's delayed, your phone's at 2%, and your dinner, whatever's open, yeah, here for that too. Enterprise, we're here for it. Going on vacation? We're here for it. With kids who turn a back seat into a courtroom drama over whose tablet is louder, whose charger is faster, and why watching the same cartoon for the 100th time is a human right? Yep, we totally have vehicles to handle that. Because whether it's a road trip or a business trip, where your flight's delayed, your phone's at 2%, and your dinner, whatever's open, yeah, here for that too. Enterprise, we're here for it.
The Christian Arcand Show, weekday afternoons starting at 6. Now back to the Shaw's and Star Market, WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Dom Canzone takes a slider in the dirt from Lucas Giolito, blinded by the light here in Seattle. The sun is setting over beyond the left field foul pole, and there's an F5 building in downtown, and it is all glass, and it is reflecting directly in our eyes. The 1-0. It's like we're on the surface of the sun as the pitch misses low for ball 2.
I can't see.
That's probably
so good.
better for you.
I got to put my hand up.
You would imagine for a left-handed hitter, this is not great. 2-0. High fly into center field, shallow. Story, the shortstop, drifts back onto the grass. He's there to make the play. And after falling behind 2-0, here's out number 1.
I don't think they see it down in the field.
I wouldn't think so. Low enough?
Yeah, I think just where we are, it's like right in your face.
Mariners bullpen gets going. The bullpen report brought to you by Interlock Metal Roofing. Never re-roof again. New England Metal Roofing.com. So, Canzone gone. Ben Williamson up. 7-8-9 gave Giolito some trouble the first time. Here's the right-handed hitter. He takes a fastball high for ball 1. My mother is listening on the East Coast. It's nearly 11 o'clock. She's about to turn in, but she said, tell Lou I'm loving hearing him on with you again.
I love that she's listening.
Come on, 1-0.
So does she
down?
Just kind of up in bed right now, maybe sipping on a tea with a book right next to her?
Yeah. Watching the nightly news. Got us on.
Yeah. I like that.
Opened the pool up at 14:03 back in Alexandria. We'll see them in a few weeks when we go play the Nationals. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch is a check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Couldn't hold up. Yesterday was a really hard day for our family. The first Father's Day without Dad, and Mom was a rock for all of us, and that is totally unsurprising. But I like that she's taking a little time. And think about this weekend. She only has to listen to 1 game to hear both her sons.
No, are you going to do the split time?
We are. We're going to swap it up. You'll be with John Miller. 2-1 pitch to Williamson is high.
We did it a couple years ago out there, and it was fantastic. Like, when you told me that, I'm like, what am I going to call the game? Like, I'm going to do play-by-play by myself? And you're like, oh, John Miller's going to come in. And I was like, wow. It was really cool.
Yeah, he is awesome. 3-1 pitch is a strike on the outside corner. I mean, for a generation of baseball fans, he was the guy.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. Just to be able to sit next to him, to hear his voice in my headset and look over and see that it's him.
No doubt about it. 3-2 is strike 3 called on the corner. Giolito sending him down. 7th strikeout. Giolito, after the bases were loaded in the 3rd inning with no outs, has retired 8 straight, including 5 strikeouts. And now with 2 down, here's Cole Young.
I mean, this is, that one inning he got in trouble, but he was dominant getting out of it. This is one of the best starts of the year for him. Again, 14 swing and misses already here. 13 is a season high. It was last outing.
2-0 Sox. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Imagine me. I grew up in the D.C. area. John Miller was not only Sunday Night Baseball, but the voice of the Baltimore Orioles at that time. And so I heard him narrate all those great games with Cal Ripken and Eddie Murray and all those guys, the 0-1 in the dirt. And then you fast forward 20 years, and he's my older brother's first major league partner.
I think I want to do an inning with Dave.
You should.
And just sort of look over, like, wait a minute, is that Will? No, that's not Will.
You know what? We should make that happen. We can definitely do that. 1-1, 2 down, bases empty. Giolito throws. Swing and a miss. It will be so weird because, I mean, it's always fun for me to go there. I always circle it on the calendar, but now we're going to see Raffy in a Giants uniform.
Well, unfortunately, he usually steps up too, right, in big moments.
He does. 1-2 is swung on and missed. Giolito with his 8th strikeout. He is rolling in Seattle. After 5 innings, 2-0 Red Sox on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the Dew.
You know how you always want to know about everyone else's money? Well, then listen to What We Spend, available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
As your summer fun gets into full swing, Shaw's and Star Market are saving you time and money. Download the Shaw's Deals and Delivery app to do your grocery shopping online. Right now, you'll save $30 off your first online order over $75. Just use the code SAVE30 and enjoy $30 off your first order. Plus, get free curbside pickup or delivery right to your door, shopped with care and ready in as soon as 30 minutes. Shaw's and Star Market. Save time, shop online.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Ask your smart speaker to play 93.7 WEEI. Now back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Back to the top of the 6th here in Seattle. Red Sox still nursing that 2-0 lead. Gilbert is out of this game. New pitcher is right-hander Edward Bizardo. Used to be with the Red Sox, throwing the ball well here lately for Seattle. Facing Toro, Anthony, and Narvaez.
You're such a pro. Toro takes strike 1 on the Herb Chambers batting order, brought to you by Herb Chambers, Land Rover, Boston, and Sudbury. Toro has popped to short and singled on the infield. That drove in the 2nd run. Takes strike 2. And it's 0-2.
Bizardo's got some good stuff. Loves that slider. Fastball's at around 95. There's a little split. It's slider, four-seamer heavy.
0-2. Toro rips one down the right field line, but foul. Edward has let his hair grow out a little bit. I've really got to enjoy knowing this young man. He was not up for that long, but he's very pleasant, always smiling with the Red Sox. Had a big arm.
He's been throwing great here for Seattle. A 3.41 ERA.
Toro almost hit by a fastball inside. With Anthony on deck, 1-2. Seattle, San Francisco, L.A. Jarren Duran right next to Garrett Crochet in the Red Sox dugout. It is their clubhouse now, that's for sure. 1-2, fouled off. Toro might have caught himself on the front foot there. He's hobbled a little bit. But I thought it was really interesting. Jarren basically dismissed the move and said it's just a little thing. We got 26 other guys. That stood out to me.
Yeah, and it's, really what stood out to me, too, was like hearing Craig and Sam, really more so Craig. It was maybe the unwillingness to even try to play the field really got underneath his skin.
Which, to me, I could totally understand. 1-2 to Toro. Here's the pitch. Down and in. Craig is in his second year running this show. I thought when we sat with him, what was so important about it, it was great that he gave us the time to sit down and converse about his thought process around a franchise-altering move. 2-2 to Toro. Pitch is a foul ball off his front foot. He got himself again, and he's down on all fours. Uh-oh. And that is not good. He is on his back and in enormous pain. Here comes Brandon Henry and Alex Cora. You've been there, Lou. That is no fun at all.
No, and the only time you really go down like this, the only thing I could think of, I could see a replay, was right off the kneecap. Off the shin, that hurts. You hobble around a little bit, but...
You're right. That's what he's grabbing at.
Right off the top of that kneecap. That's the one that really gets this reaction that you're seeing from Toro. Oh, right off the top of it.
So he's down. But anyway, the one thing that I just related to so much about what Craig said as Toro's up on his feet was he essentially channeled what it was like for him as a player. And he looked at you, and he looked at Will Middlebrooks, and he said, look, you guys have been in these rooms. You know what it can do to a group when a guy is not willing to do what is very best for the rest of the team. And I really thought, Lou, that was the most sort of profound way in which the former player in Craig has come out. This move and that part of it. 2-2 to Toro. 2-0 Sox. Here's the pitch. And it is ripped high and deep down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone, but it is hooking foul. Wow. He almost just hopped up and went deep. We take 10 seconds for station ID in the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
2-2 to Toro. Down and in. It's 3-2.
It's ironic, too, because I know Devers, when he addressed it, he's like, Breslow was a player. He should know better. And I think this is the one moment where you really saw the player in Breslow.
Yeah.
So I do know better. And I would expect my teammate to do what's best for the team.
100%. 3-2. Down and in. And what a great plate appearance that is by Toro. Fouls balls off and a leadoff walk here in this top of the sixth.
Great at bat. Just can't run now. We're going to go base to base. If you're
Toro.
You
don't need to. Roman can just bring him home. Roman Anthony's first major league home run gave the Sox the lead in the first. He struck out in the third, and now this is a much easier matchup for him against Pizzardo. 2-0 Sox. The pitch, swing and a foul. Lou, in his first games in the big leagues, he hit fifth, and now he's in the 3-hole for the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah. And home ring in his first at bat in the 3-hole.
Oh-1, swing and a foul. He'd like that one back. I mean, that was a slider right there.
I mean, the reality is, when you take a step back, this rookie hitting in the 3-hole, Myers hitting in the 5-hole, Narvaez hitting in the 4-hole. I mean, 3, 4, 5 are 3 rookies. And you are asking these rookies to not just come up and show potential one game a week. You're 3, 4, 5 in a big league lineup. You have to stop looking at them as rookies and start saying, okay, now we need some production.
0-2. High fly into left field. Arozarena back into his right in front of the warning track. He's there to make play. Pretty good swing, 0-2, and there's one away.
It is. And like I said, the excitement of rookies hitting 3, 4, 5 is awesome. It's great. There's a lot of talent here. But like I said, when you take a step back in the big leagues now, that's where my production has to come from. So you're asking an awful lot from rookies, not just to get up here, but to get really comfortable and really productive.
Mm-hmm.
And that is asking a lot.
It is. Here's Carlos Narvaez. And we'll play depth behind Bizzardo. 2-0 Sox. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner. It does tell you, though, I mean, that's the point that Craig and Sam and everyone has made over and over again. Part of the reason they're good with the Devers move is that it absolutely clears the way for these guys to play almost every day. Here's a ground ball that should be 2 to short. Crawford over to second for 1. Relay to first is a double play. Giolito is going to take the mound when we come back for the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 Red Sox. Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
Risk is the show where people tell true stories they never thought they'd dare to share. A podcast all about human connection and radical honesty. All through June for Pride Month, Risk will be featuring the stories of LGBTQ folks from all walks of life. You'll laugh, cry, and maybe even end up feeling a little bit better. Go get Risk on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Meet Viant AI, the world's first fully autonomous advertising platform. With Viant AI, you can automate media planning, analyze results, and drive smarter decisions, all while saving you time and resources. Viant AI helps you unlock new potential and boost productivity regardless of your expertise. Visit Viant.ai today and see how the future of artificial intelligence in advertising can work for you.
Take Boston sports with you wherever you go. Download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
J.P. Crawford in the top of the Mariners order to lead it off. Third time through for Giolito, who's retired 9 in a row. 2-0 Red Sox leading. If you want to win free groceries for a year and prizes like $500, I should say, and Shaw's gift cards, enter the Shaw's and Star Market Grand Slam Summer Sweep. Spend $50, get your code, and enter. Crawford, left-handed hitter, takes a fastball outside for ball 1. My mom wanted to tell you, by the way, Lou, that there's no tea, there's no book. She's just focused on us.
Well, there you go. I like that.
1-0 to J.P. Marcelo in at third. Fastball high, 2-0. Crawford has walked and struck out. Feels like a big test here for Giolito, third time through. He's been fabulous. The 2-0 pitch. That's a fastball for a strike. He has had such great fastball command, hasn't he?
Yeah, and that's always been the difference. You know, Cora was mentioning it before, 3 or 4 starts ago, but now all of a sudden it's 95 with better location. Makes all the difference in the world.
2-1. Pitch. High fly foul. And he's got 8 strikeouts. Mariners with only 3 hits. They all came in order in the third inning, and then he struck out the side. It's been spectacular. We're in the flight path of SeaTac Airport. Jumbo jets always overhead. The 2-2 fouled off. one after the other go basically in a direct line from the open center field roof. Metal girding on the descent to the airport.
You've been here before when this is closed, but this is beautiful when it's open.
Awesome, isn't it?
It's always one of my favorite parks to come to.
No doubt. 2-2. Pitch is just high. Fastball. 94 miles an hour.
Well, Crawford making an adjustment himself, right? This is what this league's about. And that jam back in the third, he just kept pumping fastballs on top of the zone, got him the chase. He's been laying off of a couple here to get this to 3-2.
The payoff. Swing and a miss. He did not lay off that one. Giolito went back to it. 95, his 9th strikeout, 10 straight sent down, and there's one away.
It's the best we've seen Giolito all year long.
Yep.
By far the best we have seen him. The whiff rate's around 45, 46%. That is unheard of with this guy. The fastball's at 94.5 average. He's getting up to 96. He's locating it.
Here's Julio, and he drives one high and deep down the left field line, drifting foul. Marcelo, might he have room? Almost Derek Jeter style. He didn't quite get there. Off the netting down the third base line. He was furious that he couldn't make the play, and there's a strike on Julio.
The netting got in his way. This was only about a row deep.
Ooh.
And with no netting, you're leaning in that stands, and you're probably making this catch.
He's already made a lot of friends in this game. Security guards eyeing him when he comes back after big plays. Marcelo's going to be a favorite across this game. 0-1 pitch. That is high. Slider, and it's 1-1. This is insane, Lou. I mean, the Red Sox starters are on this ridiculous run. This is now 9 straight games with 5 or more innings pitched. But you know they're winning in that time. 1-1. Little looper foul, first base side.
Yeah, and I always say, too, there's always that direct connection between starting pitchers being able to go deep with defense behind it. It's been a lot of big plays to extend outings that maybe weren't made before. Yeah, I go back to that Buehler game when he went 7 innings. Remember the top of the 6th, the play that Story made? If Story doesn't make that play, 1 on in the 6th, I don't know, maybe Buehler goes 5 1/3, 5 2/3. They start playing the matchup game.
1-2 to Julio is in the dirt. These things are all connected.
Double plays. I think Crochet had a big one like the 6th. That was a real, as far as pitch count goes, was huge. Able to get deep into games. Defense. Plays being made ties into guys being able to go deep.
2-2. Is swung on and missed. Wow, a great changeup. Giolito with 10 strikeouts. And this has been a total masterclass. There's 2 away.
This is fantastic. Again, you know, when you have 95 and you're able to locate, like I said, when your fastball makes a hitter uncomfortable and think about it, it opens the door to swings like that on changeups and some sliders that we've seen. He's getting a ton of swing and miss in his fastball alone.
2 down. Cal Raleigh fouls it off on the third base side. This is an amazing number here, Lou. Now, 5 2/3 for Giolito. 29 innings. Red Sox starters have allowed 1 run. That's going back to Wednesday against Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And I think 10 hits in those innings.
That'll do. The 0-1 is a soft ground ball to the right side. Hamilton's got it. Throws to first. Toro there. Inning over. Keep it going. Lucas Giolito. To the 7th inning we go. Red Sox 2, Mariners nothing. Myers, Story, and Hamilton. After this in the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the Dew.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
I'm Emma Greed, and I've spent the last 20 years building, running, and investing in some incredible businesses. The more success I've had, the more people started coming to me with questions. How do you start a business? How do you raise money? How do I bounce back from failure? On my new podcast, Aspire with Emma Greed, I'll be answering these questions and more through weekly conversations with the smartest minds out there. Listen to and follow Aspire with Emma Greed, an Odyssey podcast, available now, wherever you get your podcasts.
For the best deal on tires, head to Town Fair Tire. We beat every competitor every day on every tire. Tire dealers, we beat them. Clubs, we beat them. Online prices, we beat them. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Hi, this is Marcelo Meyer. You're listening to the home of the Red Sox, WEEI.
Marcelo going to lead it off for the Red Sox. As we go into the 7th inning, Zach Pop, the new right-hander, on for the Mariners. Red Sox baseball brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Hurry in for your last chance to get employee pricing for all during the Great American Sales Event. 2-0 Red Sox. Fun night so far. Marcelo is 0 for 2. Pitch is a beautiful fastball right there on the corner, and it's 0-1.
Big sinker at 97. Slider cutter from Pop.
2.79 ERA in 11 games. It looks like Giolito is done. 0-1. High fastball. And Alex Cora kind of came over delicately. You could see that Giolito said, "Get away from me." But then Andrew Bailey and Alex said, that's enough. Great job. 6 shutout innings. Wilson warming for the Sox. The 1-1. Marcelo hits it hard on the ground to first. It is backhanded, rather forehanded by Tellez. Throws to the covering pitcher, Pop. There's one away.
Well, he gave you 6 innings, 91 pitches, maybe. You know, there's one more inning there. Maybe there's 10 to 12 more pitches. Amazing outing. 3 hits, no runs, a walk, and 10 strikeouts. The best he has looked as a member of the Red Sox. You know, sometimes you pat him on the behind and give the ball to Wilson with some of these lefties coming up.
Yeah, that's probably the deciding factor, right? The lefties, although Justin, of course, does well against both sides. As Story digs in, Trevor takes a fastball inside, ball 1. Alex Cora's had a great week managing pitchers. Of course, it helps when they deliver. I would have been a little tempted to run him back out there for one more inning. 1-0 to Trevor. He's struck out and walked. 2-0 Sox in the 7th pitch. High fly foul.
Well, it's amazing when guys go out and throw the ball well, how you make all the right decisions, right? Like, there's nothing different. It's just, he's been talking about execution. I could say, watching this last week, they have absolutely done that. Look about Aaron Judge. Well, there were zones you wanted to attack. They didn't miss.
Here's Trevor Story waiting for a 1-1, and he swings and misses. But guess what, Lou? It's also been with a lot of fastballs.
Well, yeah, again, you know, Giolito last outing had 57% fastball rate, today 52. So he's attacking with it. He's confident with it. It's kind of going up and down this rotation a little bit lately.
I thought he had his best breaking stuff tonight, too.
Curveball. He threw 4 curveballs. Doesn't sound like a lot, but he's had outings where he hasn't thrown one. And he got swing and misses with it, too.
1-2 to Story. Pop is ready. He throws. Trevor takes a fastball outside. Arbella Insurance Foundation, dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. Every strikeout from a Sox pitcher, $50 to the Jimmy Fund. They're here for the Jimmy Fund and here for good. Outfield a step towards right. 2-2 outside. One thing about this lineup the Red Sox have in there today with all these young guys, there are not really any defensive upgrades needed. You got Campbell, the DH. Hamilton is in there. Myers in there. 3-2 to Trevor. Pitch. Swinging a ground ball to short. Crawford to his left. A little bit off the end of the bat there for Trevor. Throw to first. 2 down.
Yeah, you mentioned it too about Campbell, right? I know he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts here, but you know, getting him off the field, there's been some struggle there defensively. You knew there'd be a work in progress. Hit an error yesterday, and sometimes maybe just go up there and focus on hitting for a couple days. And if you can get that back, the confidence brings out to the field.
Here's David Hamilton with 2 down. even with Raffy off the roster, I think it's still an ongoing conversation about Campbell. The pitch is a chopper up the middle. Crawford to his left, gloves on the run. He throws to first. Not in time. I didn't think they'd call him out. Wow. I don't think they got him. Jose David Flores is saying to the video room, take a look at this. I mean, I'd be happy to be wrong, but I thought for sure Hamilton beat that throw, and he did. I think the Red Sox should look at this thing. They won't with 2 outs in the inning. Maybe borderline, but I thought he was safe. I really did.
It was close. You're in the 7th. Probably worth a shot, but
especially with his speed, you might be able to generate another run. They just will not look. I think if the call was safe, it would have stood either way. Stretch time in Seattle, 2-0. Wilson coming on in the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the Dew.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
I don't know if you've heard, but iExcel is perfect for busy kids like me. It helps me practice everything we do in school. My mom calls it healthy screen time. I call it fun. Although, I guess I'm learning too. While other kids are rotting their brains out, I'm getting ahead in reading and catching up on math. iExcel actually makes math fun. iExcel works for busy kids and busy families like you. Start learning today at iExcel.com.
The march to spring training and opening day is upon us. Rob Bradford from Baseballs and Boring here, and we'll have you covered every single day with podcasts that aim to educate, entertain, and inform you as a baseball fan. Follow Baseballs and Boring in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Better pork.
Hey, it's Greg. We're packing up the Roadster and hitting the road for the 4th annual Greg Hill Road Show. Stop number 6 is Hampton, New Hampshire. Come watch the show from 6 to 10 as we broadcast live from Bernie's Beach Bar. Greg Hill Road Show is presented by Miller Lite. It's Miller time. New England, please drink responsibly.
You're listening to the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
On to the 7th inning, the bottom half is Jorge Polanco facing Justin Wilson. From the right side, Wilson fires a fastball for strike 1. Stay tuned after the game for the Nissan post-game show. Wilson throws a 1 swing and a miss. Great slider. Nissan's here to help you save this summer with lower MSRPs on Rogue and Pathfinders. The possibilities are endless. Visit your local dealer today. Wilson has been marvelous for the Red Sox. 0-2. Pitch. On the ground to third. What a pick by Meyer off his glove. He tries to barehand, throws to first wide of the bag, and it's an infield hit for Polanco. I thought Marcelo had that in the glove, but it popped out. And so a hot shot about 2 feet to Meyer's left is a leadoff infield single.
yeah, and it popped out, and then he went to reach with the glove and couldn't get it in his glove. And at that point, he should have just eaten it, but Cora does a nice job just getting in the way and blocking this ball, but that's not the 0-2 pitch that Wilson wanted to throw there.
So now Randy Arozarena, the tying run, and he takes a pitch down and in. Herein lies the life of a major league manager. You got a starter in Giolito who's rolling along. He had sent down 12 consecutive hitters. You take him out, and what do you know? Infield hit begins things. 1-0 to Arozarena. Pitch. Hard foul outside the third base line. A splitter, they call it. I don't know that Wilson has one of those. It's 1-1.
Well, he has been good, especially against lefties. You know, righties have gotten him a little bit, but he's got that disappearing fastball, right? 94-95, high swing and miss rate on it.
1-1. There's a ball. Another splitter. He throws it about 4% of the time, and it's 2-1. I can't remember him really throwing that pitch at all this year. 2-0 Red Sox. Leadoff man aboard for the Mariners in the bottom of the 7th inning. Toro holding Polanco. The pitch is high in the air. On the infield, back at second base, Story and Hamilton come together. Trevor in front of the bag is there. One away. You say it very quietly, Luke, because you got 2 more games against the Mariners, but Arozarena just right now does not look like his confident self.
No, because every time we saw him with the Rays, he killed you, right? He just killed you. But I'm with you. Like I'd rather talk about that in a flight out to San Fran. You and I sitting in the plane together.
I'm with you.
We'll bring it up then.
So, Giolito, awesome tonight. 6 shutout innings. Andrew Bailey's going to come out as the Mariners are going to go to Moore to pinch hit here.
You know, speaking of Giolito, I said before, his last outing, he had a season high 13 swing and misses at 28% whiff rate, right, for the game. Tonight he had 18. 43%. This is a guy that's 19 on the year. I mean, he got swing and misses on his fastball, slider, changeup, curveball. Everything he threw was swing and miss. Maxed out, I mean, fastball velocity 96.2. Like, he finally put 2 together, right?
Dylan Moore, the man of the hour. He's hit 8 home runs this year, 238 average. Wilson is ready. Throws. And he misses. You know, and it wasn't just the swing and miss, Lou. He got a lot of called strikes that were absolutely dotted.
Yeah. Especially with the fastball.
More pinch hitting for Tellez. 2-0 Red Sox. Bottom 7 runner goes. Pitch is dropped by Narvaez. You almost never see that. That was another splitter from Wilson. Through the wickets, it's 2-0 as Polanco has his 3rd steal.
I'd say the one thing with Carlos, and he's really good with it, he's got a quick exchange, and part of that is because he does stand up a lot on pitches when guys are running. This is the one pitch, the something down, right? This was down at the shoes. As he's standing, it's tough for him to get it.
2-0 to Moore. 1 out to pitch. That is called a ball, very close, but it was outside. And it is 3-0. You got Dom Canzone, left-handed hitter, on deck. Mariners have Garver and Donovan Solano, other righties available. 3-0. That is ball 4. Wow. Very close, but Wilson, who got some big outs yesterday against the Yankees, is on here, and a hit and a walk. And now, with both Weissert and Chapman stirring in the bullpen, the Mariners have the tying runs aboard with 1 out in the 7th.
This is the guy right here, the lefty-on-lefty matchup. Pinch hit more for him, but this is the guy that Wilson's in the game to get, these lefties.
2 on, 1 out. Meyer level with the bag, the pitch. High pop-up. Left side over Marcelo. He waits underneath it. Infield fly is called. Meyer makes the play. And they're 2 down. What a huge out and a huge gift that is from Canzone.
Yeah, it really is. Again, like we said, that's the guy you want. Now you got Williamson here. You got Young on deck. He is a lefty, so you got to get this righty out. If you're not going to bring in a guy like Weissert for Williamson, then you're probably going to let him face Young, but you'd like to see it end right here.
No doubt about it. You'd like to have Weissert have the 8th and Chapman the 9th.
Yeah.
2-0 Sox. 2 on, 2 out in this bottom of the 7th inning. Wilson looks to second. Cedon shaded to right. The pitch is a little low.
You know, the one thing I wonder, too, because this is something he would do, if he had Slayton, and you see the top of the order coming up in the 8th, there'd be a chance you would see Chapman in the 8th with Slayton in the 9th. And Weissert did pick up a save the other day.
1-0. Pitch is a strike. I think it's a great call because you have Crawford and Raleigh, the left-handers. It would be a Chapman inning. It's another point that Craig Breslow continued to make today. What if today's move opens up the pocketbook for more starters and more big-time bullpen arms? 1-1 is a strike. Fastball right there. And it's 1-2. And I do think the Red Sox are pretty open about the fact they view Hicks as a high-leverage bullpen arm.
Yeah, he's a bullpen guy. You know, when they got him, Harrison is the lefty, the high potential, going to work on a few things in AAA. We'll see how long, but
1-2 is swung on and missed. Wilson pitches out of a jam and keeps the Red Sox ahead 2-0. We go to the 8th inning. Red Sox in Seattle lead by a pair on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the Dew.
History That Doesn't Suck is a legit, seriously researched, hard-hitting history podcast told through entertaining stories. Listen to History That Doesn't Suck on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Raising Cane's is the only fuel I need. Their chicken fingers always fill my tank. So when I'm running on fumes, I always refuel at Raising Cane's. But turns out, not everything's fueled by Cane's. Guess the old girl prefers her sauce unleaded. One love.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building and sustaining our Navy's next generation submarines. If you're ready to go big, get on board. We build giants at buildsubmarines.com. Paid for by the U.S. Department of the Navy in partnership with Blue Forge Alliance.
Want to listen to WEEI on the go? Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Cedar Rafaela leading off the top of the 8th. The pitch is a chopper to second base. Easy play over to first. Young handles, and on one pitch, Cedar is tired by Pop. Sox leading 2-0. 7th inning was sponsored by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers, Boston's go-to injury attorney for over 30 years. Hurt in a car work accident, you got to get Glassman. All sevens. 6-1-7. Campbell has twice tonight struck out looking. We owe you the results of our Twitter poll brought to you by the New England Chevy dealers. Coming in a minute. Christian takes a strike right there. He just looks totally out of sorts.
He really does. And finding it is kind of an understatement. He's been getting his hits, but still, a lot of them just beating ground balls into the hole or soft little line drives. Certainly not the contact we saw in April.
No. 0-1. Breaking ball. It looks like he's just in between, which is the worst place ever to be as a hitter. Truly, you can't remember the last hard line drive he hit. 1-1, one down to the 8th. The wave is going in Seattle. 2-0 Red Sox. The pitch. Swinging a chopper up the middle into center field. A base hit. We fought that one off. Made a little adjustment there. A sinker in. He golfs it up the middle. And it's a one-out hit. The poll results pretty much dead even. People want all four, just like I do. Deadline 29%. Bregman 28%. Free agent 25%. And some extensions for the young guys. 17%.
Well, you see the order, right? What's in front of you? The deadline. Then Bregman gets to opt out before free agency, and then you want free agents. So it's like in order of the calendar.
Dan Wilson's out. He's going to go to a left-hander out of the... No, he's not. It's a right-hander coming on. That's interesting. He's seen enough from Duran. Of course, that will, Lou, sort of change the options for managers against the Red Sox without Devers automatically behind Duran, but they're going to go to the righty to face Duran here with Campbell at first base. Pitching change and slowdown in the action is brought to you by Iservay. And another reminder, stay tuned after the game for the Nissan post-game show. Nissan here to help you save this summer. Lower MSRPs on Rogue and Pathfinders. The possibilities are endless. Visit your local dealer today. Trent Thornton coming on. We'll tell you about him when we come back. 2-0 Red Sox. Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
During this call to the bullpen, it's the perfect time to check out all the great content at buyfordnow.com. Find Ford offers you won't see advertised anywhere else. Search Ford dealer inventory for your dream vehicle. Compare Ford SUVs, trucks, and electric vehicles versus the competition. Calculate your trade-in value and learn about exclusive offers for military and first responders. So, visit buyfordnow.com and then see your New England Ford dealers.
Arbella Insurance has been doing business in the New England community for over 35 years. They're your friends, your neighbors, and fellow Boston fans. They do the wave at the ballpark together and get stuck in the same Sturo Drive traffic. At Arbella, being your neighbor helps them provide you with the coverage you need to drive, live, or run a business in this part of the country we call home. Arbella, here for Boston fans, here for good.
Red Sox with Jarren Duran facing the new pitcher, right-hander Trent Thornton. Out of the bullpen with Campbell at first. One down, top 8. Runner aboard. Jarren takes a strike with a fastball in the outside corner.
Thornton's had a rough go of it. Had some really good years up in Toronto and the first couple here in Seattle, but 7.71 ERA. Giving up 6 home runs in 18 2/3.
Pitch. Jarren skies it. Well, this is what you were talking about too, right? I mean, if you have a lead, you chase the starter, you get the lower leverage relievers.
Yes, because you don't want Brash, you don't want Spire, the lefty, you know, and then of course Munoz, their closer. So you think about the Red Sox side of it, right? You got Wilson and Weissert and Chapman. Sox trailing by 2-0. It's going to be Kelly and Guerrero and others, right?
Munoz is about in the elite class of all closers.
Sure is.
In the game. 0-2 to Duran. Campbell, not much of a lead over at first. Pitch is on the ground, foul outside of first.
Something very delicious happening at Shaw's and Star Market. It's a berry bonanza. Right now you can buy 2 get 1 free of 1-pound strawberries, pint blueberries, 6-ounce raspberries, and blackberries. Yes, mix and match. Lowest price item is free. Shaw's and Star Market, official supermarket of the Red Sox radio network.
That was good. You're like the Micro Machines guy right there.
×2 speed.
Auctioneer. 0-2 to Duran. Campbell runs. The pitch is driven high into left center field. Rodriguez back to his right. On the run, on the track. He's there to make the play. Campbell was around second. He turns. He touches back up and a head first slide back into the bag. And they're 2-away. That was given a total ride by Duran. It is beautiful, especially in this ballpark, to watch Julio Rodriguez play center field.
We said it earlier in the game. I mean, this ball is driven the left center gap, and you could see it slicing away from the center fielder. And most of the time, it would just slice away, and that'd be enough to get away from him. You hit some grass, ground rule double, whatever it would have been, but Julio just closes ground. Such good range out there in center.
Here's Abraham Toro. He takes a breaking ball in there for strike one. I think Campbell's going to go again. I really do. I love that aggression on the bases. And gave it a ride. Toro as a single that drove in the second run. He's also walked. Campbell, bigger lead, thought about it, not going. The pitch a little low.
Yeah, it was a quick little leg kick there from Thornton. It was a good read by Campbell. You know, you want to go every pitch. If you see that quick step, you got to stop. If it's a long leg kick, you take off. Keep going.
1-1. It was the leg kick. He doesn't go, and a foul ball back to the screen on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And it is 1-2. Roman Anthony's on deck, his homer. Get the Red Sox going in the first inning. What a jolt that was on such an emotionally charged day. He needed that so badly. 1-2, he runs. Does Campbell, and a foul back to the screen. You don't fault there. Cut Toro at all. I mean, it's a 2-strike pitch that is on the outside. He fouls it back to the screen. Imagine he's feeling a little something today back in Seattle where he had some good years. 1-2. Campbell thinking about it. Now stops. Not running the pitch. Is swung on and missed. That was nasty. Curveball in the dirt. And the inning is over. See what the Red Sox do. I imagine Weissert is coming out of the bullpen. 2-0. Bottom 8 next on the Shaw's and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode. So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
It's baseball season in New England. Sox fans emerge from hiding, their instincts roused by a call.
Hot dogs here!
They roost between Lansdowne and Jersey Street, their primitive chants heard for miles.
Let's go, Red Sox!
Colourful creatures, aren't they? To witness these traditions is truly remarkable.
Sox fan traditions are in bloom, and so is our devotion. Mass Mutual, official partner of the Red Sox. Learn more at massmutual.com/Red Sox.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Greg Weissert is on for the Red Sox as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 2-0 Boston. Weissert, who's been wonderful this year, fires a fastball that misses outside to Cole Young. Mariners 9-hole hitter. Young, Crawford, and Rodriguez. It is just pivotal to get this guy right here. 1-0. He is a check swing and a slider that missed badly. It's 2-0. It's amazing. The 8 and 9 hole hitters have given the Red Sox so much difficulty this year. But with Crawford, Rodriguez, and Raleigh looming, you got to go here. Weissert pitching for the 35th time. 2-0. That's not even close. That's a bad miss. And it's 3-0. This will be a straight take here from Young.
I wasn't crazy about the 1-0 slider either. You know, come in, set the tone, be aggressive with the heater. You mentioned top of the order. Some dangerous hitters.
3-0 pitch. That's ball 4. I mean, that just has happened far too often this year. A 9-hole hitter, a 4-pitch walk. And now the tying run in Crawford comes to the plate.
8-9 tonight, 2 for 5, a walk. You know, I think Cora mentioned that a couple weeks back, saying we have first inning problems and we got to figure out 8 and 9.
It's amazing. It really doesn't make any sense. Here's J.P. Crawford. And a bad sweeper misses way down. And we never see Weissert like this, Lou. The combined misses on these 5 balls has just been awful for Greg.
5 pitches. A couple fastballs close, but the sliders are nowhere near the zone.
Needs a strike here. Crawford's so dangerous. 1-1 is a ball. Man.
The slider.
6 pitches thrown, 6 balls.
Yeah, see, to me, it's almost like the tone has been set.
Yep.
You know, 9-hole hitter, 1-0, you miss with a heater, you come back with a slider, and I feel like you're just playing catch-up right now, you know, as opposed to, and we've seen Weissert, I feel like, come in with this dominant 4-seam fastball that he has and get ahead and then expand later. And right now, it's, for some reason, he's running from that, and the slider's nowhere close.
Good time for a visit from Narvaez. Stay tuned after the game for the Nissan post-game show. Nissan's here to help you save this summer. On Rogue and Pathfinder, possibilities endless. Visit your local dealer today. Here we go. 1 on, none out. 2-0 to Crawford. Double played up behind Weissert. He sets, he throws, and a strike. Not called one. That was actually down and away, a fastball. And it's 3-0. 7 pitches and 7 balls. 3-0. Here it is. Ball 4.
Wow. Wow.
8 pitches, 8 balls. You'd figure Andrew Bailey's thinking about it there in the dugout. He will not come out. I mean, for a pitcher in Weissert who's been so reliable, that is unforgivable. 8 pitches to walk the first 2, and now the go-ahead run comes up in one of the game's great players.
I mean, he knows that he's not trying to throw balls, right? But still, haven't seen this from him before. You got a 2-run cushion. You just walk 9-1 on 8 pitches.
He's trying to find it right here. Here's a high fly foul off the bat of Julio Rodriguez. Yeah, he came up, Julio did. In the first inning after a leadoff walk and bounced into a double play. Weissert would love one of those right here. 0-1. Weissert is ready. He throws. Slider blooped into shallow center field. On comes Cedon. He's there to make the play. Shoulder high grab. Throw to second. Just a little off the end of the bat for Julio, and I thought that was trouble. Good range by Rafael.
Yeah, boy, did he close. I'm with you. I thought this was going to just drop into no man's land. Cedon closes, actually catches this about shoulder high. Made it look easy. I thought that was going to fall for a knock.
So here now the biggest hitter by far of the game. Cal Raleigh against Greg Weissert. Red Sox have handled him tonight, but look out below. 26 homers, 2 on, 1 out. Weissert is ready. Pitch, swing and a miss. That was awesome. The change up, way out in front. And it is 0-1. Raleigh's only seen him 1 time. Struck out. And he's a different man.
Change has been really good for Weissert, and the fastball. Just trust it, and he believes in it, but this changeup is nice to lefties.
0-1. Pitch, swing and a miss. Fouled into the mid. Another changeup, 0-2. I think that pitch has gotten better for him, don't you?
It has, especially with the confidence he has in that fastball, and to be able to go to this pitch when he wants, especially against lefties. It's been huge.
2-0 Red Sox, but 2 on, 1 out, bottom 8. 0-2 to the Mariners' best hitter this year, Cal Raleigh. Here's the pitch, and it is just outside. Slider. It was a ball. Good take, and it's 1-2.
Really kind of stayed away from the heater with Cal. All right, even Giolito got him some changeups, curveballs. He was the curveball guy.
1-2. From the belt, the pitch is just low. Another changeup. Again, definitely was a ball, and it's 2-2.
Good hitter adjustment, right? Laid off that good changeup just off the plate.
Weissert is ready again. Here's the 2-2, and it is swung on and missed. He got him. Changeup. Raleigh could not lay off that one, and they're 2 away.
He just stuck with it. But again, you got to execute, right? You got to show fastball bottom of the zone. You got to at least show the plate. You showed enough to get Cal to chase that. The hitter has to think it's a strike out of your hand, right? And he executed that pitch.
I think Carlos Narvaez is calling a beautiful game tonight. Not out of the woods yet. 2 on, 2 out. Here's Jorge Polanco. He's 1 for 3. Weissert throws, and that one missed awfully. I mean, he does not have the slider grip or command tonight at all. So unusual for him, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, the slider's no clue. It's going to be fastball, 4-seam sinker, and changeup.
1-0. Way over to pull on the infield. The pitch is got to be a strike. It is. Changeup that Polanco just took center cut, and it's 1-1.
Yeah. It's a good pitch to hit, but at 1-0, he's kind of sitting dead red. You don't want to throw that pitch with 2 strikes.
1-1. Here it is. That's outside. Why is it as a hitter that a changeup in a 2-strike count is so much easier to handle?
Well, I think any breaking ball. You know, you see a first pitch curveball for a strike, get me over, strike 1. Fine, because I'm sitting dead red maybe, but with 2 strikes, now I'm looking for anything. And you hang it, that's when it goes a long way.
2 on, 2 out, 2-1, 2-0 Sox. The pitch is popped up, foul side of third. Meyer over by the dugout. On the run, Marcelo has room. He makes the play. A Houdini act by Greg Weissert. And we will go to the 9th inning in Seattle with the Red Sox ahead 2-0. Exhale. We were probably a little sleepless in Seattle tonight. 2-0 Sox on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and switch on the NBA Finals. Because fast breaks and threes deserve an exhilarating blast of flavor to go with it.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the Dew.
I've gathered you here today for a family strategy meeting. Johnny, after dinner, you get 30 more minutes of counting practice on IXL. Meanwhile, Timmy, you get to use IXL for your long division. Let's do this. Try the learning product Families Trust at IXL.com.
Hi, everybody. It's Brian Green from the Commercial Break Podcast. It's likely you've heard of the show if you're directly related to me or you follow our MySpace page. But I'm not here to talk to those 3 listeners. I'm here to appeal to people who haven't heard the show. Along with my co-host, Kristen Joy Hoadley, we're taking a deeper look at the topics that are affecting our youth today. Like, who are the people who are dating ghosts? Where did all these pickup artists come from? And why doesn't my preacher have a nicer private jet? We understand that these are the issues you really want to get to the bottom of. The Commercial Break is now available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
Hey, it's Roman Anthony. This is the home of the Sox, WEEI.
Here is Roman Anthony leading off the top of the 9th inning. Homered in his first at-bat here, and from Trent Thornton, he takes strike on the outside corner. Red Sox, 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Mariners. Updated box score brought to you by the Mass State Lottery. 0-1 to Roman. He fouls it back. Let's make it the best night ever. Grab your friends, pick your numbers, and celebrate the night with Keno and the Mass State Lottery. 0-2 to Anthony Chapman, who's warming in the Red Sox bullpen. Just had a replay of Anthony rounding second, heading for third after his first big league home run. 0-2 is down, and he did the spoon to the mouth celebration very casually between second and third. I think you and I both know the Red Sox offense is not better right now without Devers. But that doesn't mean these young guys can't offer some big moments. 1-2, the pitch. Roman takes way outside.
Well, they already have, Roman's the second hit of the season. The first one was that 2-run double that helped you win a ball game against Tampa.
He's picking his spots.
Meyer had a 2-home run day the other day, helped you win a ball game.
2-2 is a ball.
So this is what you're looking for too. It's not going to be every night, but right, if one of them helps you win a ball game and then maybe struggles for 3 or 4 games, the other one helps you win a ball game, right?
I love his actions. He's right back into the batter's box. 3-2. And the top of the 9th, the pitch is swung on and popped foul on the third base side. Long run over, and what a spectacular play with a slide from Williamson. He takes Roman Anthony's bat out of his hands. That was awesome over to Pole. Covered so much ground, and there's one away.
Yeah, he went a long way. And they kind of had to almost reach back over his shoulder in that sliding catch.
So now Carlos Narvaez is 0 for 3 tonight. Pitch to him is a little bit outside. Fastball.
You mentioned this offense. Tonight they've left 3 guys on base. They're 1 for 1 with runners in scoring position. The Red Sox. 1 for 1.
Crazy.
I mean, they've had 1 for 10, 12 nights.
That was the hit by Toro. 1-0. Narvaez pops it foul. Attendance report brought to you by Crispy Crunchy Chicken. If you're craving some crunch, find a location at crispycrunchy.com. Get yourself some tenders, meat fried chicken sandwiches, and nuggets. Narvaez brushed back. Tonight there are 24,490 here. I need to know Phil's last name. He's our engineer. Very delightful guy producing the game. 2-1. Pitch. Narvaez pops it toward you, Lou. Come on. Front of us, first base side.
So tomorrow,
yeah,
we're going to look for orcas?
Well, we're really going to look for salmon.
No, but you tell me something about a fishing trip, and you're like, no, it's going to be great. It's going out. We'll go get some salmon. By the way, we'll see orcas. And to be honest with you, I don't really need to run into killer whales and have them circle the boat and kill me.
2-2 to Narvaez, who's been a killer this year. The pitch is outside.
You know, like back home on the Cape,
yeah,
we can go see dolphins. Like, those are cute. They just kind of hop with you. They kind of swim with you, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see an orca.
Well, you can see dolphins, too.
Yeah, eaten by orcas.
3-2 to Narvaez. Here's the pitch. Carlos chops it foul on third base. I mean, they're everywhere here. I mean, they're out in the San Juan Islands. They sometimes come down this far. We're in a big enough boat. I don't think it's going to be a Jaws-type situation.
I think we need a bigger boat. I mean, it's like their playground. We're not supposed to be there. It's where they live.
3-2, fouled back. It is amazing. You know, you go down to Chatham, see all those sea lions, and you know what follows the sea lions.
Yeah, I know. But a shark's not going to eat the boat.
Why not?
I guess it could.
3-2, an irrational fear of orca.
I have one.
Payoff pitch. High ball four. Good job there by Narvaez. He's aboard for the first time. I mean, my boys are obsessed with the idea we might see a pod of orcas. Apparently, you can go out on the ferry here and see them.
Now, that's a big boat, right? Like the ferry, I wouldn't mind seeing an orca from like the third deck, looking down, going, "Oh, look at that! Those orcas,
so
cute."
Cool. Here's Marcelo. Curveball. It's a strike.
We're gonna go fishing with orcas.
Yeah.
I tell you right now, if I get one, the pole's going in. Like, I'm just throwing it. Just throwing it. I'm out.
I have seen orcas while in a sea kayak. Now that was a little gnarly. Out in the San Juans. Pitch to Marcelo is a chopper foul outside of first. You know, that would not have gone well for you. I loved it. I mean, my life could have ended.
Yeah.
But I don't think they want to eat plastic kayaks necessarily.
No, but you're in the kayak and they want you. Yeah. I mean, really, it's like a taquito.
0-2 to Marcelo. 1 on, 1 out. Pitch is down. And either way, orcas or not, I'm looking forward to it. One of my great buddies, Mike Stokoyak's going to take us out salmon fishing. Why not?
Well, we're going to go out there and look for some orcas. I just want everyone to know that this has been a pleasure being able to be on the radio, calling Red Sox games and talking to all of you.
1-2 pitch. Marcelo swings and misses. At a changeup, and they're 2 away. It has been really nice to know you, Lou. We love Seattle. We scoot to games. We're going to get out in nature tomorrow. I had the salmon chowder today. Even amidst all the drama swirling around this Red Sox team, really one of the great stops on the whole tour. Here's Trevor's story. 2-0 Sox. 2 down in the ninth. The pitch. Swing. And a miss. Sweeper. It's 0-1.
As you mentioned, offensively, this starting pitching has been fantastic. And hopefully they can hold on here. You know, guys like Marcelo, he's seeing so many changeups and spin.
And that'll continue.
Yeah, both he and Anthony. Whereas Campbell earlier was seeing fastballs away, if you remember.
I do. 0-1 is fouled off, and he hammered them.
And it's almost, they went fastballs away, then they threw breaking balls, which is sort of feeding into that approach, right? Fastball away, hit it the other way, curveballs, pull it. And now they're pounding them in with fastballs, which is opening up the breaking ball. These other two guys, you're not seeing many fastballs. Gilbert found out in that first at bat.
Story has walked, grounded to short, and struck out. And he's talking to the home plate umpire here. Maybe that's something in his eye.
One of those, I didn't call for time. I was on alert. He stepped off. So
1 on, 2 out. 0-2 is popped up foul on the first base side. At this time of night, there's sort of a diamond pattern crisscrossing atop the open roof here at T-Mobile Park. It's illuminated in pink. Big pink Pony Club sing-along before the ninth inning.
Very popular song, especially with the kids.
Ask No-No to do it all the time. 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. That's a request that often comes your way?
Yeah, grandkids love it. I mean, I didn't know really what it was. My wife told me. Kind of sounded like something else. I think it was appropriate for a 3-year-old.
1-2 pitch. Trevor drives one high and foul. Out of play down the right field side. Would take 10 seconds for station ID on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Trevor Story swings and pops it up in a shallow left field. The shortstop Crawford is out, and Arozarena, the left fielder, is there to make the play, call him off, and end the inning. The Red Sox were thinking about maybe getting a little bit interesting had they gotten a couple runs there. Alcala was also up, and this is going to be Chapman all the way. 2-0, bottom 9. Red Sox lead on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away? Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
No one likes having to choose. That's why with America's best lineup of hybrids from Hyundai, you get the best of both worlds. Like the reliable and efficient Tucson Hybrid with America's best warranty. Or the stylish yet capable Santa Fe Hybrid with power to navigate the toughest terrain. It's like having your cake and eating it too. You know, if you could drive a cake. Hybrids from Hyundai. It's the best of both worlds. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Shop the Delaware Valley's largest selection of craft beers, specialty brews, and fine cigars at B&B Beverages. Conveniently located just off the 611 and 202 bypass in historic Doylestown. This summer, live every moment with Peroni 12-pack bottles, just $17.99. Or grab a 12-pack of Miller Lite 12-ounce cans for only $12.99. Perfect for the next Phillies game. And check B&B's website for their sampling events. BNBBeverages.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Raising Cane's is the only fuel I need. Their chicken fingers always fill my tank. So when I'm running on fumes, I always refuel at Raising Cane's. But turns out, not everything's fueled by Cane's. Guess the old girl prefers her sauce unleaded. One love.
Jones and Keith.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Aroldis Chapman is on to get the last 3 outs for the Red Sox. They lead 2-0 in Seattle. Randy Arozarena, Dylan Moore. Leading it off for these Mariners in the Herb Chambers batting order. Chapman has just been spectacular. Now in the Pacific Northwest with the sun setting, his first pitch to Randy is a strike on the inside corner. It makes me a little Randy, and it's 0-1.
It's been a big part of it too, right? Getting strike one, like filling the zone. Been an issue for him in the past. He's been really good at it this year.
One strike pitch, swing, and a foul into the mid of Narvaez. That is just, hello, here's my best. You can't get it, and it's 0-2.
12 saves on the year, 13 opportunities, but only 9 walks in 29 innings.
I got to go back to the breakdown. He never pitches with a 1-run lead in the 9th. So rare. 0-2 is high. And I don't mean never, but so often they've had to use him to try to keep games tied.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like half of these appearances are exactly that. Trying to get it to extra innings. We've seen that many times.
1-2, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball. Blew him away, and there's one down. And this has just been everything the Red Sox could have ever hoped for from this pitcher. And, you know, as part of the Devers conversation, where this season goes, Chapman's a huge part of that.
Well, yeah, you're playing baseball in the next month to keep this guy for the last 2.
100%.
Right?
You are. Here's Dylan Moore, right-handed hitter. Pitch to him, just inside.
I mean, He's the last few years, that walk rate last year was like 5.5 walks per 9. He's now like 2.5 walks per 9.
He's not walked almost anyone. 1-0. That's a fastball for a strike right there. Chapman this season, 29 innings. He has walked 9, but they come in sort of better spots. He's never really gotten himself into a huge jam by walking guys. 1-1, one down in the ninth. Swing and a miss, and a fastball, 98 miles an hour, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, years past, that would be about 16, 17 walks in 29 innings, right? But I say you're pitching to keep this guy. If you fall out of this thing, he's one of the first ones to leave and be traded.
1-2. Pitch is low. And I mean, I was up this morning at 7 a.m. I went for a walk around the block at the hotel, get a little fresh air, take you in the water. 7:45, here's Chapman going to the gym.
Yeah, he was like squatting a car.
2-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball blew him away. And the Red Sox are 1 out away from a win in Seattle.
I mean, it's just so impressive. You forget he's 37. You forget he's been in the league. He's 16 years.
He does not look 37.
No. This guy's a career 167 batting average against. 16 years in the league. Only once the league hit 200 off him, and it was exactly 200.
Here's Donovan Solano. Last hope for the Mariners. He swings and misses at a fastball. His former teammate Chapman blows him away. 99, and there's 0-1. Giolito fabulous tonight. Anthony homered. 1 out away. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball. That's just unbelievable. 100 miles an hour. And the Red Sox are 1 strike away.
Trying to make it 6 straight. Trying to get 2 games over 500. Trying to start this 9-game road trip with a W right here.
0-2. High fly foul on the first base side.
102.
He'll do that.
I love the 96 to 102 range that he pitches at, right? He'll come out first pitch 96 and then somehow get to 103 at one point.
2 down, bottom 9. 2-0 Red Sox. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Chapman stares in. The Red Sox win in Seattle. Day 1 after Devers is a fun one. Chapman closes it. Giolito was fabulous. And Roman Anthony's first major league home run turns out to be a game winner in Seattle.
Well, this is, you know, the offense did enough. Again, though, you have to look at what this rotation has done during this stretch. I mean, it has been remarkable. This was the best Lucas Giolito we have seen as a member of the Boston Red Sox. Roman, of course, with his first home run. Big hit from Toro. That extra run is always big in a ballpark, you know, even though it's a big ballpark, but still. And, of course, Chapman just closing the door was fantastic.
He just blew their doors off. Struck out the side in the 9th inning. I know it's 1 game, Lou, but the way that this day started, the way that everything changed with this franchise, what an affirming moment for the guys in that room to get enough big hits, to get a great start from Giolito, and life after Rafi begins with a really important win.
Well, it's huge. You know, they don't listen to the outside noise. I get it, but, you know, you lose 2-0. You know, on a day you lose Rafi, right? You don't get any offense. And they only got 4 hits. It was enough. They put up 2, but, yeah, it's important to go out here and just to get W's, do what you have. I think offensively it will be a challenge. They need some guys to step up, and maybe you're asking some rookies to do it. But this is a win no matter what, and I agree with you. It's an emotional flight out here, emotional day. And it's big to get a W.
The Red Sox win 2-0 in Seattle. We'll step aside very quickly and have a special guest when we come back. 2-0 Sox win of the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Listen to music, news, sports, and podcasts as you want, when you want, and how you want on the Odyssey app, America's fastest-growing audio app. Download it to experience audio using the best features that you expect on all your apps and connect with your favorite trusted personalities, brands, and communities. The Odyssey app is sponsored by Sportsbook Rhode Island. With the Sportsbook Rhode Island app, you can bet on all your favorite sports. So head to the app now, and new SGPs, odds boosts, and special offers. Must be 18 years or older. Please play responsibly.
Still asleep?
How cold.
Caitlin! Let's go, honey! It's 11.
I've tried everything. Texted, knocked, even DM'd her. I might be blocked.
Okay, time to break out the Hatfield.
Oh, sweet. Bacon. And it's only 11? What a morning.
When better care leads to better pork, it's irresistible. Hatfield Pork. Better care, better pork.
Yes, I love this game.
IXL is actually a learning app that helps them excel in math, science, language arts, even social studies. But it's so fun, my kiddo calls it a game.
Yes, I'm crushing it.
Yeah, you are. He loves the awards and motivating feedback on IXL. It's one of his favorite things to do after school. He loves the challenge. I love the results.
Yes.
IXL, the learning program 16 million students trust. Try it today at IXL.com.
We're right back to the Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. This is the Nissan postgame show. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
Red Sox win 2-0 in Seattle. You couldn't have had more pleasant evening for a ball game in one of the nicest, most picturesque ballparks in all of Major League Baseball, and it started with a bang in the first inning as the Red Sox got Roman Anthony's first ever Major League home run. And what an important and emotionally charged win this is for the Red Sox. 2-0 is the final score. Yankees lost, so now the Red Sox are within 5.5 games of the American League East when 9 days ago they were 10.5 out. Red Sox 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Mariners, no runs, 4 hits, no errors either for them. It was a masterclass from Lucas Giolito. He gets the win. Logan Gilbert, he was good, but the Red Sox chased him, and they battled him, and he gets saddled with the loss. Aroldis Chapman, his 13th save, 2 hours and 30 minutes in front of 24,490. You're listening to the Nissan postgame show here in Seattle. And, Lou, not all wins are created equal. This thing... Craig Breslow flies to Seattle. He talks to the team, Alex Cora, everyone wondering what was next. The kids in the heart of the order. And, I mean, Giolito's the headliner of this game. There's no doubt. I mean, the starting pitching continues to be utterly spectacular. But I just thought, what a cool thing that the swing that meant the most to the Red Sox tonight came in the very first inning from a guy they hope is a huge part of their future.
Well, he's going to be a big part of this moving forward. You saw that, and he was in the 3-hole. Myers in that 5-hole, and those two guys, they're being asked to do an awful lot. If you remember, they said, we call these kids up, we don't want them to feel like they're the saviors.
Yep.
And now they're hitting 3rd and 5th, so it's a lot on them. And tonight, Roman delivered, right? He got a fastball, and he drove it out of the ballpark of a guy that doesn't really give up a lot of hits in his fastball. So they're going to continue to ask a lot from these kids, but this was a big one. Talk about what's it like in that clubhouse. You got to believe a little bit, right? I mean, Devers is one of the great hitters in the game. He's no longer on your team. So coming out and getting one helps with that belief system. You drop this one, you drop another one. Now you start really worrying about who you are again. But I think just getting a W here one night at a time, I think it helps.
If we know anything about this Red Sox team and the way they do it, Roman Anthony right now is in the showers inside the visiting clubhouse at T-Mobile Park, getting the coldest, biggest beer shower that he's ever had.
Oh, I would imagine. Hopefully Giolito's right next to him after that outing as well.
Perfect. And I bet you Lucas was leading the charge as he is kind enough to join us right here on the Nissan postgame show. The star of the night, Lucas Giolito, who was just absolutely fabulous from the jump. Lucas, that was as great a start as we've seen from you in a Red Sox uniform. Did you know right from the jump how locked in you were tonight?
No, not at all. I walked the first guy, I think, on like 4 or 5 pitches.
But then a double play.
Yeah, then we got the immediate double play. I was like, all right, we can work through this pretty good.
It did seem like something clicked in that third. You know, I know bottom third of the order, right? 3 singles, but then you punch out 3 guys in a row, and you just almost picked up steam after that. What was just the mindset getting out of that kind of jam?
Yeah, it's one of those situations where your back's up against the wall, and you know, you just got to go out there and start letting it rip pretty much as hard as you can. Narvi did a really good job of managing the pitch calls and the locations, and I was just like, let me turn my brain off and start ripping this stuff. And so we were able to get out of that, get some big strikeouts there. It kept momentum on our side.
Yeah, you had 18 swing and misses, and the fastball alone, like 7 of them, and then 15 called strikes with it, right? Like you locating it. That's 2 games in a row now. I feel like your fastball has reached another level. Didn't you say that you worked on some things before that last start that unlocked it?
Yeah, we worked on stuff after that stinker I had against Anaheim. I knew like we got to get the mechanics right here, and then I'll be able to kind of, you know, get into a good groove. And so we fixed some mechanical stuff, got some more tilt and angle, so I can leverage my fastball. And now it feels like, you know, the fastball I was throwing 3-4 years ago, where I'm behind it, getting the velo a little bit higher and the ride. So when I have that working, then it kind of opens the door to expand with all the other pitches. And, you know, that's been the game plan, really utilize that heater.
If you got your stuff from 3-4 years ago, the league is in trouble. You know, Lucas, this is a really kind of turbocharged day for at least Red Sox fans. You know, the clubhouse takes it in stride, but a shocking moment last night on the plane when Rafi gets traded away. Could you take us just for a moment inside your mentality, but also just sort of the mood in that room after a trade that was made that totally shakes up this whole thing?
Yeah, winning solves a lot of problems. I know that the fan base was definitely shocked. We were shocked on the plane hearing about it yesterday. But at the end of the day, coming into my start today, I was like, it is imperative that we start this road trip off right. We win. We keep the good vibes going regardless of what's happening on the outside. And, you know, that's pretty much it. You know, the front office makes their decisions to try and better the team, and we're players, so we just go out and play hard.
You know, Lucas, I was talking about the believability, right? Like, you know, just coming out and getting that W. You look in that lineup, you have a lot of youth, right? Like, there's a lot of young kids, inexperienced. So how big is it for them? You're one of the veterans, you know, like, how big is it for them to kind of believe you come out, you get a big win here, and okay, let's just keep moving forward with what we're doing?
Yeah, it's all about stacking the wins. That builds confidence in everybody. It keeps the clubhouse loose. We're having fun right now. For the young guys to be a part of that rather than on the other side, you come up to the big leagues and everyone's in a bad mood all the time. You're losing. That's not where you want to be. So it's on us as veteran players to lead and just let these young guys flourish. You know, we have extremely talented young players that are contributing. You know, Roman hit his first home run tonight of his career. There's going to be many more. And so we just keep rolling with that.
Lucas, last one. This is one of the great scenes in all of big league baseball, this lovely yard in Seattle. You're a West Coast guy. It's like San Francisco now. You got the seagulls roaming around looking for hot dog wrappers and all this stuff. I mean, do you feel a little different charge sort of back in your native time zone? Sort of, I mean, you spent your whole life out here. There's a vibe out here. Do you feel differently when you're out on this coast?
Not necessarily. Yeah, I mean, I grew up on this coast. I mean, way south of here, obviously, in L.A., but I've always enjoyed Seattle. I enjoy pitching in Seattle. It's a very good park to pitch in, that's for sure. I think it's the best park to pitch in, actually, statistically. Mm-hmm. So, you know, for me, I like the weather. It doesn't get too humid over here, and, you know, can just go with that.
You know, last one for me here. What your rotation has done here recently has been a lot of fun to watch. I mean, you guys have been pouring strikes, been going deep into games. Bueller tomorrow, you guys both veterans. How much you've been in runs like this in other teams? Maybe is it just sort of like tag you're it? Like now Bueller wants to do it because everybody else is. You start to feel that.
Exactly. Yeah, we have this nice streak going on with our starters where, we've all kind of gotten locked in, gotten on the same page. None of us wants to be the guy that kind of ends that streak of quality starts. So we just keep pouring quality starts in the way that our defense is playing, the way our offense is playing. As long as we go up, we go deep into the game, log that QS, then we're in really good position to win. So I think that we're just kind of building off each other's success and getting hungrier and hungrier.
It was a supercharged QS, as you say tonight, Lucas. Thanks so much for spending the time. It was so fun to watch you pitch. Congrats, man.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys.
That's Lucas Giolito. And, if this game, we dive into all these things, right? And you overanalyze, and sometimes starting pitching just solves everything. And certainly over the last week, that's what the Red Sox have done. He could be such a big part of this thing, Lou. I mean, what he said, I find it fascinating what he said about the fastball, tilt, velocity, ride. I mean, if he truly is the guy that in 2021 was about the best pitcher in the American League, well then, it's worth the gamble that the Red Sox took to sign him to a